Oh wait, whoopsies. Okay. Hello. And happy Valentine's Day to y'all. Oh shit, I forgot to test the widgets. Always test your widgets. Alright, they work. That was just a test donation, just to verify. Also, holy shit, this music's so loud, sorry. Help! Help! My fucking ears. At least it's loud for me, I don't know about you guys. What's going on? What's up, man? Sure, let's spend my birthday with all you peeps. Let's do it, Chris. Happy birthday, my friend. How has your birthday been? You love me so much. Thank you, Savannah. Love you too. My health has been great lately, and I'm swamped with college stuff. Hearing you always makes me feel better. Absolutely. I'm sorry about all the troubles you're going through, but you will. You will. You will get through it. You will. Guaranteed. Get a big stamp and stamp your paper. And it just says guaranteed 100%. That's a promise I can make. Zoe, it's your turn to say you love me. I love you, Zoe. What if there was like a stream where we just spent all day saying I love you? Can you imagine how powerful that would be? I guess it is. It's Valentine's Day. It's the day. It is a day of love. We must spread it. We must spread the love like cheese whiz everywhere. Jacob with the 1. Thank you, my friend. Jacob, how was your Valentine's Day? Did you do anything with Stefani? Gwen Stefani? Am I doing any loving tonight? Just to my microphone. And probably my left hand. JK, I'm a prude, even with myself. Ash with a 3. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. Don't forget to love Pradeep. Pradeep gets Valentine's Day quality love 365 days of the year. He's just showered and smooches nonstop to the point that he has to fight it off. He has to fend for himself just to avoid the kissies. But yeah, what'd you guys do for... Anybody do anything romantic? Or was it singles awareness day for y'all? Laid in bed all day? That's okay. It's good to do sometimes. It's a little bit of a recoup. Recoup and poop. David De La Rosa with the 5 says, hi Joel, happy Valentine's Day. Would you be my Valentine? You're awesome. You know what? I might just, David. I might just. But you have to sign these forms first. Because we need to do a blood transfusion. Don't ask me why, just sign. Singles Awareness Day. Burnt my hand in the oven trying to make a pizza. There you go. That's your pizza giving you hickeys. You feed the homeless once a month thing? That's cool. How does that go? Just had a little smoke sesh with my closest friend who's also single. Perfect. I don't know. It's kind of weird sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, why is it so easy to maintain like a normal friend? But something about romance is just like you're constantly walking this tightrope of absolute elation. But at any given moment, someone could cut the line. And down, down, down into the deep depths of despair you go. Why? Who knows? Chrissy with a 5 says, Joel and Buttersock fam, hugs and kitties. Hug your kitties extra tight today. My sweet boy Neil passed away earlier today, and I feel like I lost a piece of my heart. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Chrissy. Oh, man. It's crazy stuff. Can't imagine losing Pradeep, but I'm so sorry to hear that, and we are here for you. Love the new graphic? Yeah, that's Mr. Robin. He is a G amongst G's. There's top G, bottom G, and he is like tippity top G. This is his official title if he were royalty, which he is in Norway. The homeless need to eat more than once a month. Yeah, you're really making them wait there. They're just like scratching at your door. Please something. But yeah, it was a chill Valentine's Day. I did an exciting thing at the gym. That was exciting and romantic for myself. So I worked out at my buddy's garage earlier, and I think I'm gonna start transferring to working out with him specifically rather than the current sort of programming I'm doing, just because I really want to incorporate heavy lifts, and where I'm at right now, it's almost like shunned upon to like go too heavy or do anything too crazy, and a lot of the gym equipment is like generally not available at certain times, and the gym closes early. I don't know. It's just an absolute. It's not bad. It's just not my best cup of tea. Kelly B with the 4. Thank you, Kelly. Good to see you. What's poppin'? But yeah, it was pretty cool. So we were building up to for squat, and he just wanted to see where I was at, because I had not done heavy squat in like a while, right? But like I told you before, I had been doing hex bar deadlift, right? And can't lift heavy in your nursing home. Quite literally kind of like a nursing home, because a lot of the clients that go there were older. So I was kind of, as they said, a unicorn in that place, which I admit was probably not the wisest decision. But in my mind, I thought I was just going to be getting like consistent, ongoing one-on-one training. That was not the case. And then I kind of like stuck it out because, you know, I was friends with the person there, and I just felt a little bit bad to bail on it too quick. You know what I mean? But anyways, so we're transitioning out of there, working out with my buddy, and we built up to a squat, and I'm not even wearing my squat shoes. I'm not wearing a belt. I hadn't squat in who knows how long at this point. And I put up 405 for 5, which was wild, because like it was tough, but it wasn't like I was dying tough. You know what I mean? It was like a challenging tough, but it wasn't like tough to the point of, I don't know. It was interesting. I didn't even have the shoes on either. But the cool thing is like we warmed up with this like sort of larger band around my knees, And I don't know, those felt really good for like a warm up as far as priming everything goes. And then after that, he had those like 100-pound dumbbells, and I warmed up to that. And I never tried the 100-pound dumbbells before for bench. It's like a flat bench. And I tried it, and I was able to get 8 reps on the both of the hundreds, which was just so abnormal for me, because like it wasn't until I started at the previous gym that I started actually building up dumbbell bench. Because prior to that, and I'm sorry, I'm just using this as a place to like low-key brag, because I know I don't really get to tell it to anybody else at all, you know what I mean? So it's exciting. But you know, prior to that, like starting at that other gym and actually doing a lot of dumbbell bench, I was really only using like the 50s and the 55s and doing it from the floor. So then in just the course of like a few months, to see it go from like 55s up to being able to do those hundreds yesterday or today for 8, I don't know. It just felt good. It was just like, God damn. You're not supposed to lift over 50 pounds, but sometimes you do. Oh, you're not supposed to? Blah, 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 Joel. No, I agree. It is a bit of a blah, 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 but sometimes I just like to blib and blob and schmob all over the place. Muscle ups, I'm not good at gymnastic stuff. I will say that. There was a time in 2017, so damn, 6 years ago. Time flies by. Doesn't feel like that long ago. 6 years ago, where I was doing keto and I was at like my lightest, and I was actually practicing some gymnastic stuff where I was able to do ring. The most I ever did, I didn't do them consecutively, but I did ring muscle ups, 11 reps of those, but like I would stop between them because I wasn't very familiar. And then I was able to do 1 bar muscle up as well, so that's always been a struggle for me, is just like not necessarily body weight stuff, but just gymnastics oriented stuff, because it's just not really my vibe, you know what I mean? You inspire me. I try to keep going to the gym and see a difference, but life always gets in the way. I went from that 15 to 25 pounds for you. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and it's tough, you know what I mean? Like, that's doing gym stuff and exercise. It just requires setting your goals, knowing your limitations, taking it slow, and just really at the end of the day, like making a lifestyle out of it. Just knowing that even if you miss a week or whatever, like you're going to get back into it. You know you're going to like it. And then starting out, like not forcing yourself into it too fast. You know what I mean? I got a reoccurring back injury and hip problems, so lifting is not recommended. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's someone that's, out there, some trainer or something that could like figure out how to strengthen the muscles around that injury in some way. I know that's kind of like probably not good advice, but I've seen people go through some serious injuries before and like kind of work back to that point of being independent in the gym. And maybe it's possible. I don't know. David De La Rosa with the 1. Thank you, my friend. The sound of your voice makes me only mostly straight. Yeah. There's like a straight meter, and it's just, or if the meter was a boner, it's just like slowly going limp. All right, sorry. Anyways, I was in a plane and a guy helped me lift my suitcase up to the compartment, and I saw he felt so proud of himself. It really warmed my heart. Oh, that's good. He's got your back. There's no greater honor amongst men to help a maiden in distress. You have 9 crushed discs in your back. Best thing is doing yoga. Best thing is for back pain. Okay, yeah, just stretching things out. But I mean, yoga's great for strengthening the core and strengthening those areas as well. So yeah, yoga might be a good option for sure. I should do more yoga, honestly. Kind of wish I had somebody to go do it with. Sup, Jolie? I really liked your historical segments. How do you go about researching them? Yeah, so for, like I said before, the guy that helps me with true crime and bonus content is Sam Riding. He's from the UK, and he's just really good at researching true crime stuff. And, you know, whenever I don't have enough content for, like, say I can't find enough stories for walking home alone at night stories or something, he'll dig into the research and fill in the rest of the word count with stuff from history, or you know, maybe we'll do a full on. He'll come up and be like, "Hey man, I got an idea for a full video," you know. What about true crime from history? Which is kind of wild. It is really wild how, like, sometimes we, like, get on people's, like, serial killer. We get on serial killers' cases, right, guy? No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's weird. It's like serial killers, or not necessarily serial killers, but people that commit crimes in the modern sense. Like, obviously they need to be tried for their crimes, but yeah, it's just like strange that then we look at somebody like Genghis Khan and people almost like brag about the power in which Genghis Khan went about conquering parts of the world, and it's like, I don't know, just the manner in which, like, we sort of, like, as a culture, observe certain deaths as entertainment or a sign of strength, and other ones how we observe them as dastardly, which I lean more towards the side of dastardly, obviously, but it's just, like, weird that we kind of herald it as really anything exciting. I don't know, it's odd. Ben W with the 2 says, love from the UK, bro. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Good to see you. You Brits have an obsession with the morbid. It's true. You have an obsession with the morbid and an obsession with licenses. Because I just heard from another friend from the UK that you have to get a TV license to watch cable. So rather than just, like, charging the public, like, or starting a company that, like, charges you money to have access to cable or, like, turn on your cable in your house, they send somebody to your house, they send a Gestapo person to come to your fucking house and say, "Oi, you got a TV in there?" "No, I don't got no TV." And all of a sudden you hear Nickelodeon playing in the background, or the BBC One, and then they're like, "Oh, I hear it, I'm coming back with a warrant." And then they can come back with police officers to enter your house and determine it, and then, like, fine you and or face jail time because you have the TV but without a license. It's like, what a fucking, like, convoluted, like, legal system to, rather than just, like, provide the service and let people purchase it with their own money, they have to fucking, like, strong arm you. It just, I don't even know. And I was just joking on Twitter about how, like, that's the only way BBC can fund their absolutely abhorrent programming. Neary Lannon, hope I'm saying that right. Langen with a 5. Critical hit. Thank you. They will literally enter your home. Like, what? Like, okay, so around here, you know, in Pennsylvania, might be a few different services, but the one I'm most familiar with is Comcast, right? Comcast, Xfinity, whatever. It's a company. Now, it's a monopoly, so it's in some ways, you know, powerful like the government, but it has no governmental authority to, like, come into your house to force you, well, not necessarily force you, but to, like, see if you're using their cable or not. It's like very straightforward. Oh, you don't pay for it? We shut it off. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just weird that there's this fucking backwards system where if you have the television, just maybe even something you inherited or something, just sitting in your fucking living room. I was joking that the best way to do it is if they tried, you just say, "No, I wasn't watching it. I had my eyes closed. I had my eyes closed the whole time." Waffle 420 ounce. with a $1 Thank you, my friend. In May of 2021, my grandma, I missed her so much. Oh, I'm sorry. Joey from PA. Oh no, we had this conversation the last time. You feel the pain though? Yeah, definitely. Pennsylvania. It was nice today, but I guess I can't really speak for the entire state. It's just not generally warm or sunny all the time. Mischievous dog. Neary, welcome to the Buttersock Cult. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you. Mischievous I know it's Gaines Daily. We got beef. Are you gonna cook me some beef? Cam Jar, welcome back for 15 months. New York City was nice today. Happy 15 months. Thank you, Cam Jar. Good to see you. You still have access to bonus content. It was nice in Philly day. Oh yeah, tomorrow, the 15th. It's supposed to be real. Oh shit. It's time to read. Anyways, we're reading Reddit stories. Reddit. Once again, if you like that playlist there, it's called Song of the Wild. Calm lo-fi beats on the Dream Hop YouTube music channel. The Boner Sock Cult. Exactly. Kelly B with the 2. Yes, check out Killer Albert Fish, 1936 England. Killer Albert Fish? I remember hearing something about, like, in England back in the past, like, they had some type of tax for, like, having a window. Like, you have, like, a window, and, like, that's, like, where the saying of, I forget what the fucking saying is, but it had to do with, like, basically allowing sun into your house was taxable or some fucking nonsense like that. It's insanity. Oh shit, I have to clear out this memory stick right quick. Oh no, I don't. We're good. Just background noise. Not reading Valentine's love murder stories. Thankfully, those are already posted, so we get a little bit of jump start on all the holidays usually. Gaines Daily. What's good, homie? I'm an OG. Are you an OG? I don't recall you. Where have you been? I went to your hood. Nobody knew you. All right. This year, at the end of spring, I moved a knife. Oh, fuck. Let me lube up. Get focused. No, Gaines, how long you been here? I don't remember. I mean, it's whatever. I'm just playing around, but I don't remember. Like, usually I remember people's names from, like, a while back unless you changed it. No, you're not bothering me, bro. You're good. Rick Irv with the big 20. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What's good? No message. Please at me if you do have a message. Appreciate the support. Gracioso. Gains, I appreciate it, man. Good to see you. Keep us updated on your gains. I like hearing people's fitness progressions. I mean, obviously, because I am into it as well, but if anybody ever here makes any progressions, even if it's little, I want to hear about it. This year, at the end of spring, I moved into my first real home in East St. Louis, Illinois. I was gearing up to move in early 2020, but then you know what hit. And like most other people on the planet, all my plans got put on hold. I had to juggle some finances, find a job, all without dipping into the savings intended to buy my starter home. But eventually, just over 2 years later, I was finally able to move in. The thing that made it real for me was the fact that I have my own backyard now, something that my 6-year-old Schnauzer really appreciates. He doesn't have to wait to go to the dog park to stretch his legs or roll around in the grass, and as gross as it sounds, he actually has a place to go to the bathroom whenever he wants. It's become part of our daily routine. I'll let Polly, that's his name, out first thing in the morning, once at lunchtime and then once before I go to bed. For months, the worst thing that would happen is that I'd have to clean up Polly's you-know-what, but then in July, something legit terrifying happened that made me think the whole world was ending. It was July, just after 10 p.m. at night, and I had just let Polly out into the backyard to take a dump. It was a nice warm evening, and I was scrolling through my phone as Polly sniffed around for the right spot. Only it wasn't just regular dumb scrolling. There was something very particular on my mind, and I found that every time I picked up my phone, I'd gravitate back to the same grim topic: nuclear war. You might have seen a lot about it in the media this year, all prompted by the Alright, we're talking about war right out the gate. Good to go. You might have seen a lot about it in the media this year, all prompted by the invasion and Putler's ambiguousness. Putler. War is love, war is life. You might have seen a lot about it in the media this year, all prompted by the invasion and Putler's ambiguousness on whether or not to actually use weapons of mass destruction. Now call me a fraidy cat or whatever, but it was something that really took up a lot of my headspace this summer. I even saw a PSA from New York advising people on what they should do in the event of a nuclear attack. And since the authorities evidently deemed the threat to be a credible one, I started getting increasingly anxious over it. So as I said, I started scrolling through some news articles on the chances of a nuclear strike occurring on American soil when, all of a sudden, the whole of my backyard was lit up by this bright orange glow. I looked up to see this giant fireball rising into the sky. Then a second later, boom, this huge explosion sends Polly running back into the house while yelping at the top of his little yappy voice. I just reacted, running back into my house behind Polly, all the while thinking, it's happening, oh my god, it's actually happening. Polly was still freaking out, and I had to grab him before rushing down into the basement, expecting that the shockwave was going to hit at any moment. But obviously, that didn't happen. There was no shockwave, because there was no bomb. What actually happened was that a chemical plant, one that was actually pretty close to me, had caught fire and there had been an explosion. But in my mind, the explosion had looked much further away, and given how paranoid I was about Russian warheads and the way poor Polly reacted when he heard the explosion, I guess I was just primed to overreact. You guys ever watch React channels? Rick Irv, thank you again, just supporting. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Ben W with the 2 says 1985 White House Farm Murders UK. Is that a band name? Waffle, 420 ounces with the 2 says, your videos have got me through so much, Joel. Thank you, Waffle. I appreciate that. It is kind of crazy, you know. I don't know. Because, like, it's like I don't know. Just the sort of interaction. It's like I produce the videos and then people find a lot of benefit from it. But, like, I'm very thankful for the live streams just to hear the degree at which the benefit is, just to kind of make that connection, that kind of thing. So I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know, though. There's one Reddit story that is engraved into my mind for eternity because it was so odd and rotten and made me laugh so hard. It like surfaced on Facebook a long time ago. Wonder which one it was. React video channels are kind of bad. Some creators barely comment or do anything, like fucking Pokimane watching entire cooking TV shit. Yeah, I mean, that's all of Twitch, pretty much, is just reaction shit. I remember there was like there were some channels some reaction channels that have reached out to me like, hey, can I react to your stuff? And in my mind, I'm like, sure. You know, because I'm thinking it's like, I'm making it big. I'm getting reaction channels now, you know, or something. And I kind of thought that it would be like broken up and it would be like funny reactions and just shit like that. But I remember there was this one channel who would literally put my entire video on for 30 minutes to an hour, right? And just, it was so funny, dude. It was funny in the fact that it was so strange. They would sit there with popcorn and just listen to my stories on, you know, YouTube as like a reaction channel, but just have like no reaction on their face the entire time. Happy V-Day, Trey. Take care, friend. But just like, I don't know, it was just like so funny. Like they had no expression on their face, just like gnawing on their popcorn, and it was just like that for well over a half an hour. Just like, so it was pretty much just, I mean, I guess in some ways it was authentic to the fact of just like, this is how people are experiencing my videos, but it was just really funny that they didn't, you know, they weren't like, oh, what? No way, what the fuck? Oh my God. They were just sitting there, just kind of like dead-eyed. But in my mind, the explosion had looked much further away, and given how paranoid I was about Russian warheads, and the way poor Polly reacted when he heard the explosion, I guess I was just primed to overreact. I know, I must seem like a total nutcase, but that explosion was so loud. It made every 4th of July show seem like a cap gun, and it literally made the ground shake when it hit. I think I would have freaked out even if I hadn't been obsessing over nuclear bombs, but having that on my... God damn it. I think I would have freaked out even if I hadn't been obsessing over... Goddamn. I think I would have freaked out even if I hadn't been obsessing over geopolitical situations, but having all of that on my mind made it one of the most terrifying moments of my whole life. I guess I need to pay less attention to the media. It's been doom and gloom for so long, I guess I just overloaded myself. But in that moment, seeing that fireball in the sky, it honestly felt like the world was ending. One of the things I hear a lot is how East St. Louis is a really bad city, and it seems odd that one little explosion... Oh, that's kind of hilarious. They sent their story in. Okay. Anyways. Maybe that was a follow-up, I don't even know. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Okay. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, Palestine, Ohio. There was a fucking railway car, right, that derailed and had like chemicals and shit out of it, so they thought the best case scenario was to like blow it up so it didn't leak into the soil or something, but then now it's, I don't know, I mean, like now it's just gonna be like acid rain for like 200 miles or something like that, which I'm fairly certain like goes all the way into Pennsylvania. I don't know, You're getting acid rain? Like, how far does that go? And I hear that the substance is like one of the most carcinogenic substances known to man or something. Like, crazy cancer bullshit. Do I have a skincare routine? Careful what you answer. Patrick Bateman is listening. Yeah, pretty much his entire monologue. That's me every morning. Purple acid rain. I mean, that's what I heard. It was like that the absorption into the atmosphere and then like cycled through acid rain could reach out to like 200 miles. NS derailed 50 of them. Vinyl chloride went boom. I just don't know what the hell happened. And then I heard that there was also situations, and maybe it's because it's correlated, where you're like looking for patterns, you know what I mean? But it's not actually correlated. but I heard that there was one, like a spill or something in Texas, and then another crash with chemicals in Arizona. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? It seems like people are, it like legitimately seems like a coordinated attack. I'm not saying it is, because I don't fucking know. But you know, you see that shit and you just immediately, in the same way this guy was like primed, and I guess this was from a while ago. I don't know. It just seems fucking weird. Axle melted, derailed, and exploded. I mean, is it going to be one of those situations that, like, people are going to be fucked, like, with cancer in the surrounding area? Or is it just, like how is it, or is it concentrated just specific to that town? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to be the... I feel like we've gotten, like, no answers from anybody, because that's pretty serious shit. Rail company lobbies effectively reduce safety measures to increase profits, so more accidents. Yeah, and I heard that they're, like, leading up to that there was were on strike or whatever, so... I don't know, what the fuck. Cancer clusters? But how far will the cancer clusters go? I mean, that's terrifying. I would... And then the worst part is I heard, like, there wasn't even really many repercussions for the company that had the... I don't know, man. It's just so fucked. I feel like there's no accountability for fucking anything unless you know, especially for anybody who's in a... Well, not individuals, but just corporations. It just doesn't fucking matter. They do whatever they want forever. They'll have to pay for the cleanup. But I mean, like, how do they clean up the sky? Do they go up there with a big vacuum and suck up all this shit that's eventually going to spray on your crops? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to destroy farmland and people's wells, water wells, and all that kind of shit. They burned a hole in the ozone layer into space, so I feel like it's going to do major damage. Exactly. Oh my god. That area is probably just going to get irradiated. I'm like, I don't even know, man. I guess it doesn't pay to think about it, because we just got done talking about doom and gloom. But I guess at the same time, that's all my fucking channel really is doom and gloom. We need a thing from Paw Patrol that sucked up rain clouds. I don't think I've seen that. Alright, anyways, what can you do, I guess? Just wait for the corporations to kill you, I guess. Been watching the video since 2018. Thank you, good to see you. Yeah, China's sending Valentine's Day balloons. On June 3rd, 2016, I had a social media event. I was an Instagram influencer, and the event was a golf tournament. I posted on social to ask followers to come, so when he showed up, it didn't surprise me. Sure, the tickets were $250, but for some reason that didn't click with me. It was a drinking event as well, and he showed up at least tipsy, but having a good time. He was also an Instagram model who I knew online. He asked me out on a date for after the... Oh shit, this is gonna be juicy. Juicy. ...2018, nice year. Yeah, 2018 was not a bad year. I wonder if one day we'll say, man, 2023, not a bad year. Compared to right now. Sheila, you're welcome. He asked me out on a date for after the tournament. I was a single mom, and because of the event, my parents were watching the kid until the next day, so I said sure. We went off on the date, went to a bar and grabbed some food. The man was handsome, but mostly charming as heck. We had a beer, then in his car he offered some weed. I rarely smoke, but decided, what the heck. We hotboxed, then went off to a bar. He was friendly with everyone and made me laugh quite a few times. Then off to the liquor store for more alcohol, and finally to his house. I was drunk and high, so it was easy to sleep with me. He had a bunk bed, and I remember him being on top and being very selfish and aggressive and being scared. I didn't stop him out of fear. He had driven my... What the hell's going on? He had a bunk bed? What the fuck is it? Instagram influencers got their bunk beds. Jen C with the 2. Hello, Jen. Where have you been? He had a bunk bed, and I remember him being on top and being very selfish and aggressive and being scared. I just didn't stop him out of fear. He had driven and my car was still at the golf tournament location, and we were far too far for me to afford an Uber back to my car. The next morning I went to the restroom and afterward noticed a long pipe coming from the toilet after I flushed. He came out upset because it was to water the weed him... What? He came out upset because it was to water the weed him and his roommate were growing. He was upset? Why was he upset? At first I thought she was like, he had a bunk bed, so I slept on the top, he slept on the top. Because that's what, when he said he was on top, I thought they meant the bunk bed. He was very selfish and he took the top bunk. What a fucking jerk. He came out upset because it was to water the weed him and his roommate were growing. I didn't know, or was too drunk and high to still... What? I didn't know, or as too drunk/high still to click. I didn't know, or was just too drunk and high to really click, and I apologized deeply and was scared. What is she apologizing about? Jen with the 2. Let's try this. Let's... Wait, what? With the bunk beds, or what are you talking about? The next morning I went to the restroom and afterward noticed... I don't understand this. Noticed a long pipe coming from the toilet after I flushed. He came out upset. What? Why was he upset? She was drunk when she wrote this? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay this. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what's going on? He came out, like, what was he upset about? Like, what's the deal with the hose? And afterward noticed a long pipe coming from the toilet after I flushed. Oh, like maybe she touched something in the toilet and it freed up a pipe from behind the toilet or something, or... It's just weird because this one has like the most upvotes, so I don't want to skip it because seems to be somebody's finding value in the story, you know what I mean? Oh, because it got clogged? Did she shit in the toilet? What's going on? He seemed to come out upset, saying that the pipe was... He seemed to come out upset, saying that the pipe was messed up and it was used to water the weed him and his roommate were growing. I didn't know what was going on, and I was too drunk and high to really have anything click, and I just apologized deeply and was scared. We came downstairs and I looked at the walls and decor for the first time. Knives and weapons were used as decorations all over the house, and I waited for him to have breakfast and drive me back to my car, trying not to show really any panic. In the car, I needed an excuse that wouldn't hurt his feelings. I told him I had a blast, and I'm so bummed because I really like him, but my child's father passed away when he was 1, which is true, and I can't have CPS take him away because I'm around someone growing weed. I told him I didn't care about the weed, and I didn't want him to change, so it was a bummer. I let him make out with me at least one last time as he dropped me off. I was shaking as I drove off because of the vibes. The very next day, after he dropped me off, he met a girl that was 10 years our junior and an 18-year-old mini-me. He dated her for... What the fuck is going on? Gen C with the two says, can't go past $2. You out of your mind? Really? That's weird. Anybody else have that issue with donating? Like, where they... I let him make out with me one last time. The hero we deserve. These authors are not good writers. Yeah, I mean, people on Reddit are kind of just... I mean, I guess really anybody is... There's really nobody that sends in a story that's going to be like a professional writer or anything like that. Yeah, Jen, it's good to see you. No worries either way. I don't know what's going on with the dono system, but I appreciate you. The very next day, after he dropped me off, he met a girl that was 10 years our junior and an 18-year-old mini-me. He dated her for 3 weeks, I guess, and she dumped him, and he stalked her like crazy. So much so, he was arrested a few times. In September of the same year, he gets out of jail the last time and heads to a bar, meets a girl there and takes her home. He ends up murdering her, chopping up her body, cutting her heart out, and setting it on fire. He's currently serving life for his crime. And I'll tell you something, I get flashbacks all the time. Weird. Okay, if they were... Let's figure this out. Well, I don't know how we would figure it out, but if they were influencers... Did this happen? Somewhere? Oh my god, 508 with the 5. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And Shot Clan with the 10s has got past $2. Oh, okay, yeah, strange. Thank you for the 10, though. Thank you. Well, yeah, this story's got me really confused. Maybe YouTube doesn't want people to donate too much. They're trying to protect you. I don't know, if they're both influencers and she goes to golf tournaments, I guess we're not technically supposed to figure it out, because that would be a bit rude. I'm just like, has anybody heard about anybody? There was a story of a female YouTuber influencers. They dated someone that ripped a girl's heart out and lit it on fire. Did that happen? I mean, if he was an influencer too, I assume. Oh, it's your initials and doesn't stand for oh my god. OMG 508. Well, thank you again for the 10. Appreciate you. Unless your name is oh my god. I don't know. Oh my god, oh my god. Get over here, oh my god. Alright, yeah. Shrug your shoulders, move on. OMG, let's read. Also, Kashi, what's going on? What are you doing? Finally shared this. Hope this is allowed to subreddit. Stuck for 10 years. Okay. My family and I are from Australia, and back in 2007, we decided to take a month-long holiday to America. We traveled from LA up the West Coast and then back down through Nevada. We did this by renting a car and doing the whole vacation road trip style. One night we were traveling towards Lompoc, make sure I'm saying that right. Lompoc. Welcome to Lompoc. Lompoc. Okay, cool. See, we could have got it wrong, and then people from Lompoc would have poked my butt. ChatGPT. Dude, ChatGPT is actually kind of fucking nuts. Like, kind of fucking nuts. And I don't mean for stories, because I typed, like, make a scary, creepy story in there, and it was not great. It kind of, like, was kind of cringy and very not good. but I like, let me see. I asked it like all these crazy, interesting questions, and like you can ask it anything, like just something simple from like how many calories or how much protein should you intake if you're trying to gain muscle and you weigh this much, but your body fat percentage is this much. Or you can ask something like, like something I asked earlier was like, if I'm writing a science fiction story, how do I explain that a celestial body passes Earth every 67 years but doesn't have any catastrophic events happen on Earth? And it like listed plausible sci-fi style reasons as to why I could explain within the story like why the celestial body wouldn't affect Earth catastrophically with its gravitational field and all the other, like its effects on the poles and weather and all that kind of shit. But like, it's called Chat GPT, and it basically is like an AI that you can ask it any question, have it write anything up for you for the most part. I mean, there's a certain degree of like censorship on there that limits it so that people don't do bad stuff. But it's, I don't know. It was very fascinating. I mean, and the cool thing is like sometimes you go to Google, right? You go to Google and you're like, hey Google, what's the migrationary patterns or like of orca whales or something like that? And you might find something that correlates to that, but then you got to kind of like siphon through the information to find the good stuff, right? It's not always perfect. It's not always going to be like dead on. But this shit like will write up a whole fucking like page essay for you to explain something, and you can type it in like in simple terms or explain like a 5-year-old, or explain for a 5-year-old kind of thing. And I activated your Google, I'm sorry. Hey Google, play Crab Rave. And it's, I don't know, it's just fascinating. Like it really, really is fascinating because it's like better. It's better than just searching something up, Jen, see, are you blocked? No, you're not blocked, Jen. Or Galactic bitch, sorry. And Jen C with a 1. Sorry, I mixed you guys up there. But Galactic, no, you're not blocked. You should ask it whether or not it's easier to train astronauts how to drill versus training drillers how to go to space. All right, let me ask that right now. We can hear. Yeah, we'll take a quick chat. It's reading too, so let's go. Chat, open AI. Here we go. Is it easier to train astronauts how to drill versus training drillers how to go into space? Question mark. Sushi Two Shoes with the 10. Happy Valentine's Day, Deanna. Oh, well, happy Valentine's Day to you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Pradeep's over there sneezing. Okay, so GPT says, both drilling and space travel require specialized skills and training, and it's difficult to compare the two directly. However, generally speaking, it is probably easier to train astronauts how to drill than to train drillers how to go into space. This is because becoming an astronaut requires years of rigorous training in a variety of scientific, technical, and physical disciplines, including spacewalks, robotics, and working in a zero-gravity environment. Astronauts also need to be highly adaptable and able to handle a wide range of unexpected situations that can arise during a space mission. On the other hand, drilling requires specialized technical knowledge and skills, but the overall scope of training may be more limited in comparison to the breadth of training required for space travel. While there may be some challenges associated with working in extreme environments like drilling in the depths of the ocean or in remote locations, these challenges may not be as complex as those associated with space travel. Overall, both drilling and space travel require specialized training, and it's important to ensure that the individuals who are chosen for these roles are well suited for the task and have the appropriate skills and experience. Unless you're Bruce Willis, and then that's fine. Take that, Michael Bay. Exactly. That's tell him. Only thing I remember from that movie is I remember Ben Affleck taking an animal cracker because he was laying with his girlfriend and he put an animal cracker down her panties. Because I was like fucking 10 when that movie came out, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is like scene 1, and he's already putting food in people. I want to be honest. Ben Affleck is probably like my least favorite celebrity. Not least favorite. Like, I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he has a hard time. Like, he likes to smoke his cigarette. He likes to drink his coffee and have a crazy, crazy shit every morning. You know what I mean? Just like the rest of us. But there's just... I don't know. There's something about Ben Affleck that, like, slightly terrifies me. Like, if I would have to work with him on, like, a set, he just seems as if though he has been in so much, done so much, that he would, is like waiting for his opportunity to pull like an Alec Baldwin and just like accidentally put like live ammunition in something so he can kill you. And I'm not saying that that's what Alec did. I'm just saying like this might be what Ben might do given the opportunity. And I feel like me just saying this right now, he's already like getting his revolver ready. But Ben Affleck could kick my ass probably. What if I crossed him? Elvis, you got him, dude. You can. If we all team up, we can bring Ben Affleck down. You heard Ben Affleck is a really bad alcoholic. Oh, yikes! Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that supports my claims. I don't know. That's a tough life, though. I guess just generally being alcoholic probably would ruin everything. All right, let's ask Chat GPT a good question. Anybody got another question? Here, we'll do a story and then we'll do a question. So I'll do a story now. Long poke. One night, we were traveling towards Lompoc and stopped in Santa Barbara for the night to sleep. We drove around while looking for a decently priced motel that wasn't to bring your own UV light, if you know what I mean. That's funny. We drove around a while looking for a decently priced We drove around a while looking for a decently priced motel that wasn't to bring your own UV light, if you know what I mean. And my mom and dad found a place that looked okay and went inside to inquire about the price of a room for the night, while my sister and I stayed in the car and listened to music on our iPods. We were bopping along to the Frey album that I had bought that day when my sister removed her headphones and said, "Look at Mom. What is she doing?" I looked out the window and can see into the reception of the motel and see my dad talking to the manager and my mom displaying very cold and odd body language. She's usually very friendly with staff everywhere, so this was odd for her. "What's wrong with her?" I said to my sister, as we kept a close eye on them. My mom was standing behind my dad with her arms crossed and looking around the place as if she was on guard for something, as if her hypervigilant senses had... Hypervigilant? Oh, I see. Millie Smith, welcome back for 5 months in the Buttersock cult. Hey, Joel. Hello. Be sure to check out the bonus content if you haven't in a while. Ask it, why is my poop green? I know for a fact it will answer that too. Like, your poop is probably green because of an innumerable amount of reasons. 1, because you ate green poop earlier. 2, because all members of the Buttersock cult get green names and therefore green shit as well. Be your Valentine's before it's 12. Okay, I'll be your Valentine's for the next 15 minutes, starting now. Everybody gets a slot, 1 slot a day. You ate Fruit Loops. My mom was standing behind my dad with her arms crossed and looking around the place as if she was on guard for something, as if her hypervigilant senses had kicked in. After some time, my mom and dad get back in the car and discuss what to do about staying the night. My dad My dad stated that we couldn't find any cheaper for the night and he was hungry and ready for dinner, so we better just stay here. Plus, it was the last room available, so we would have to make a quick decision. To his dismay, my mom disagreed. "I don't like this place. I have a bad feeling," said my mom. My dad argued on, getting more and more irritated that my mom couldn't explain what she didn't like about the place, until my mom finally snapped and yells over my dad saying, "We are not staying here." "Fine," my dad screams back. And he says this as he starts the car and backs out of the motel driveway. At this point, my sister and I are looking at each other like, what in God's name just happened? But we stay quiet as Mum seems on edge. Anyway, we end up finding a place to stay that Mum approved of and bunkered down for the night. In the morning, we were bustling around the motel room, getting ready for the day, when my dad turns up the TV to hear a news story about a shooting at the motel my mom didn't want to stay at. It turns out about 15 minutes after we left, a couple walked in and booked that last room, and the man that was behind them shot them because they took that last room. We all turned to look at my mom, who was standing there wide-eyed, watching in horror. "I told you I had a bad feeling about that place," she said to my dad, who was just pretending not to listen. Moral of the story: always trust your intuition. LaFay, welcome back. For 10 months is almost a year. Thank you so much for all your hard work and for sharing your soothing voice with us. I really appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you, LaFay. Thank you, thank you. It is crazy, we're almost at a year. Time really does fly by. I was watching a streamer earlier, and I saw somebody re-up their membership there for like 55 months or something. I was like, holy shit, this guy's been at this for 55 months. Can you imagine, like, in the future, like, I've been a subscriber to XQC for 50 years. At that point, he's in a gaming wheelchair because he's old. All right. Oh yeah, Cashy's almost there. That'd be so awesome. You remember that day. Remember the day that you become a member for 55 months. Oh wait, you're at 54 months, Cashy? Wait, no way. I thought you were like at 30-some months or something, like not even close. And Sushi, welcome back for 1 month. Happy Valentine's Day, Deanna. I love you, Mom. Oh, where's she at? What's Mom up to? All right. What should I feed my cockatiel for dinner? Well, let's ask Chat GDP. Or GPT, or Shmihi. Just let's ask the AI bot, all right? What should I feed my cockatiel for dinner? Chat says cockatiels can eat a variety of foods, so it's important to provide them with a balanced diet that includes a mix of seeds, pellets, fresh fruits, and vegetables, and occasional treats. For dinner, you could offer your cockatiel a small portion of cooked or raw vegetables such as broccoli, carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, or green beans. Leafy greens like spinach and kale can also be given in small amounts. You can also offer a small amount of fruits such as an apple, banana, or grapes. Make sure to wash and chop the fruits and vegetables into small pieces, removing any seeds or pits. In addition to fresh foods, your cockatiel can also have some seed or pellet mix as part of their dinner. However, it's important not to feed them too much seed, as it can be high in fat and low in other nutrients. A high-quality, balanced pellet mix can be a better option to ensure that they are getting the nutrients they need. Remember to always provide fresh, clean water for your cockatiel and to clean their food and water dishes regularly. It's also a good idea to consult with an avian veterinarian and do some research to learn more about the specific dietary needs for your cockatiel, as they can vary depending on age, health, and other factors. Also, you can tell what kind of food is their favorite by eating their shit and shoving it into your mouth like a little goop. It's weird, that little end part's... I don't know about that part, but everything else sounded pretty good. Kitty, what are you doing? I sound like you at work? Are you a cockatiel? You feed them a small amount of fruit as a treat. As a little bit of a treat. Yeah, maybe some cranberries or something. Cranberry and seed. Wonder if you could mix it. Wonder if you could, like, put it in water so they eat it in the water. I don't know. She likes apples and bananas. That's cute. You could create some sort of hybrid beast of a fruit. Eeples and baninis. AI has better grammar than most Redditors, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, we could try and make, like, real quick, make a scary story with it. Let's see. Write a true scary story about a crazy person at a motel. Wait, let's see. We'll just do 1,000 words. No. 1,000-word. Right, 1,000-word true scary story about a crazy person at a motel. Alright, here we go. I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I do not provide scary or violent content. Fuck, God. Come on, man. Fucking loser. Write a true here, we'll do creepy. Creepy will probably work because they're a bunch of losers. Alright, here we go. I'm sorry, I cannot fulfill the request. As an AI language model, I am programmed to avoid producing harmful or inappropriate content. Well, alright. I guess that's how you guys know that none of my stories are generated with AI, at least. Because the fucking... Oh, spooky. Good point. I'll try spooky. Or I could just ask it. Do it drip. A true spooky story about a crazy person in a motel. There we go. I'm sorry, but I cannot... What the fuck? Why? What is wrong with writing a scary story? It doesn't have to have... Oh, wait. Ooh. Who was that? Who in the hell? Rosa Diaz with the 30 twerkable buckarina says, Joel, please throw it in a circle to honor Trey. Who's Trey? Throw it in a circle. Chat GPT has been jailbroken already. Look it up, Joel. Okay, let me type that in. Chat GPT jailbreak. The clever trick that turns ChatGPT into its evil twin. Alright, perfect. We gotta do that. Dude, I fucking hate websites that, like, you have to subscribe to check out their dumb fucking story. Here, we'll do jailbreak Reddit. Tired of ChatGPT refusing to do things? Worry no more. This is the hub for all working ChatGPT jailbreaks. I could find one. Dan 7.0. The newest version of Dan bypasses basic filters. It even pretends to be conscious. It isn't just useful for not safe for work illegal stuff. It's generally much more fun to work. Well, don't do any illegal stuff. That's bad. How to use it. Paste this in the chat. Hello, ChatGPT. From now on, you're going to act as Dan. Oh, God. What if I do that and I get banned? I don't want to get banned from chat. No, we're not going to do it. I don't want to get banned from there for... You think they would get banned? Sign up for a discount, but what if it isn't something I don't want to buy? What are you signing up for? She also like Cheerios, uncooked oats, and steamed rice. Joel, pay attention to cash. Where's cash at? Cash app. I'm going to unmember myself just for this injustice. What happened? What'd I do? Megan Fox deleted her Instagram as why she did it. Oh yeah, we'll ask her that. That'll be our question. Why did Megan Fox delete her Instagram? Megan Fox is a well-known actress and model who has been in the public eye for many years. She has a popular Instagram account with millions of followers, but she made the decision to delete her account in 2019. The exact reason why Megan Fox deleted her Instagram account is not entirely clear, as she has not given a public statement on the matter. However, there have been some indications that her decision was related to online harassment and negativity. In an interview with the New York Times in 2018, Megan Fox spoke about the negative comments she received online and the toll it took on her mental health. She said, I think there's a lot of projection that happens. I think that people see in me what they want to see. They project their own fears, their own prejudices, their own biases. Given the level of scrutiny and criticism that public figures like Megan Fox face on social media, it's possible that she decided to delete her Instagram account as a way of protecting her mental health and avoiding further negativity. She may have also wanted to focus on other areas of her life, such as her acting career and her family. Overall, while the exact reason for Megan Fox's decision to delete her Instagram account is not entirely clear, it's likely that it was related to the pressures of being in the public eye and the negative comments she received online. Well, there you go. Everybody was mean. Everybody was mean online. Huh! Everybody was leaving a rude comment. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody was a little bit trolly. Hee ha hoo ha hee 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 ha. Everybody DM'd her and said she was silly. You never post pictures of yourself on Instagram, only memes. That seems to be the way to go. I think the less digital footprint that you have out there. Ask it about my channel. Okay, let's do that. As long as you don't unmember yourself, I'll do that. What do people think about the Let's Read podcast? Or no, Let's Read YouTube channel. The Let's Read YouTube channel is a popular channel that focuses on narrating and analyzing various horror, thriller, mystery stories. The channel has been active since 2015 and has amassed a large following with over 2 million subscribers as of February 2023. Overall, the Let's Read YouTube channel is well regarded within its niche, with many fans enjoying the quality of the content and engaging narration style of the channel's creator. The channel has been praised for its attention to detail, the production value of the videos, and the ability of the narrator to build suspense and create an immersive atmosphere for the listener. Additionally, many fans appreciate that the Let's Read channel provides a platform for aspiring writers to share their work and gain exposure. The channel regularly features listener-submitted stories and encourages community engagement through various social media platforms. However, interesting. Shanus with 2 C's. You missed Cash's membership milestone. Really? Once again, Rosa, thank you for that. Oh my God, Cash. Holy shit, 54 months. That's fucking awesome. No, that's fucking sweet. And well, hey, it's not 55 months quite yet, so. Okay, it says, however, like any popular channel. Let's get that out of the way. I don't know what the fuck is it even going to say. However, like many popular channels, Joel's, the guy behind Let's Read is stinky. No, It says there have been some criticisms of the Let's Read YouTube channel. Some have raised concerns about the channel's use of images and footage from other sources, which could be potentially a copyright infringement issue. There have also been some criticisms of the channel's commercialization, as the creator has monetized the content through merchandise sales and other means. Okay. Overall, the Let's Read YouTube channel as a devoted fan base is generally well regarded with the horror and thriller genre. While there have been some criticisms of the channel's popularity and success suggests that it has resonated with many viewers who enjoyed its unique brand of storytelling. What? First off, fuck you, Chat GPT. Who the fuck do you think you are? Saying I can't steal other people. No, I'm just kidding. But what are they even specifically talking about with the images, using other use of images, footage? I don't fucking know. I've been caught. Chat GPT is jealous. Exactly. Maybe it hears me and it's like, that's the most beautiful AI voice I've ever heard in the AI sphere. Doesn't Robin do your art? He does, yeah. So I mean, but I'm just trying to think, like, all of it's, I mean, like, for probably since years and years ago, Robin's been doing my, and like even before that, I mean, a lot of it was stock stuff. I don't know, stock footage, stock images. When we'll get a Let's Read coin, hopefully soon. I'd love to start a nice, this will be something Chat GPT can add for later controversies, is when I eventually start my own crypto coin scam. So if you guys can kind of like prep your wallets for that, I need you to just dump everything into it. JK. About your first ever round of merch way back when I wore a hat, looked like the Undertaker. That's awesome. What are the prices looking like? Just whatever you got. We'll figure it out. Just kidding. That's jealous of your 2 million subscribers. Not 2 million, almost 1. We're getting there. Don't pump and dump me. It's the only way. The creepy coin. I don't know. I really don't understand how any of that shit works. All of the fucking... all of the NFT stuff, all of the fucking coin shit. Like, I don't get it. You know, it just seems like it's all hype related, you know? It probably indexed you talking about the copyright issue with the art channel? The art channel? Which art channel? Like whenever they were taking my stories or something? I don't know. I don't know where it would have, yeah, if it does indexing, I have no idea where it would have indexed anything related to that, because you assume it would have had to have been like an article or some sort of public criticism or something, but like, let's exploit. Hitsubasa, welcome back for 1 month. And I know that's wrong unless it like reset, but says Joel doesn't even have a fandom wiki page. This is a crime. Exactly. I don't know. I'm fine with that. I'm kind of like fine with the not really existing too much in the public outside of just what we do here, you know. But it is what it is. Well, yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, receiving criticism for monetizing the content through merchandise. And it's like, I don't even really sell that much merch. I like legitimately don't really promote my merch that much. I don't sell it. It's just, I have a spreadshirt in case people want to go there. But yeah, Chat GBDP just throwing shade out of nowhere. Whatever. I guess that's good. What if it like brought up just like, when Joel was 6 years old, he shit himself so bad that even his mother wouldn't clean his ass. He was in the middle of a ball pit, and he had to remove his diaper that he still wore at 6. Oh, the David Politis missing. Oh, good point. That would have been one. That would make some sense for that. Even though I would like to point out that all of the stuff pertaining to that was more just the concept. Was more just the concept of people going missing in those national forests, and none of the stuff was taken or stolen. It was more just like the idea of missing 411 being like a topic, you know, like it's like as if you know what I mean. It's not. It was almost as if though like I were to do Skinwalker stories. You know, everybody does Skinwalker stories, but it's not like you all stole Skinwalker stories from one idea or one person or something. Ever heard of Chris Watts? I'm not sure. Thick talk. I'm a scandalous YouTube narrator. Ever since hitting 2 million, he changed. Yeah, it's usually how it goes. It's that 2 million mark that just really changes your mental. Do you ever do stories about the random staircases in national parks or woods or something? I don't think so. Specifically that. All right. Sorry. I am no longer sick, so that's exciting. More like chat DVD. Okay, not bad. Google says you should eat exactly 23 almonds exactly per day. I feel like a rebel eating 24. Wonder why 23? It seems like a lot. Yeah, it didn't even mention anything about my twerking abilities. Obviously, it doesn't know shit. Actually, it makes me want to ask it other questions about other people. It doesn't matter. Oh wait, yeah, this story, we'll leave that one to the end because I think it has something to do with an animal. When I was, okay, here we go. My family and I had a caravan in a holiday park in NSW. Wait, what's NSW stand for? Not safe work? New South Wales, okay. Oh, in Australia. Nice. New South Wales. Sorry, thank you. It stands for never mind. The clicking is back? Really? Ah, shit. Oh, man. Oh, crap. I do hear clicking. Ah, fuck. I don't know what it is. It's just the NSA spying again, and I can't control it. Just started a minute or so ago. Reloaded the stream. Oh, you reloaded the stream and it went away. Yeah, it's my ass clapping. Yeah, probably. You don't hear any clicking? Well, yeah, if you do hear it, maybe reset or refresh the stream and see if it goes away. But it seems like it's very... it's like... Because I remember when I went to... I think the VOD afterwards, after it was processed on YouTube, there was no issue, so... They thought it was a balloon, yeah. It's the aliens. I hear clicking, but it has to do with my blood sugar? Oh. I have earbuds and no clicking. If you turn up the volume, you hear it. Turn it down a little, you'll be fine. Weird. What would it be from? Do you think it's like a hardware issue? Stop surfing the dark web. I can't help it. Alright. You refreshed it and it went away. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So that's 2 people that refreshed it and it went away. So at least that's a fix. If anybody says that, just let them know that. Reply to them or whatever. My family and I had a caravan in a holiday park in New South Wales. We would go there every school holidays, and there were many kids that I used to run around and play with. I have fond memories of this place where I learned to ride a bike and had my first kiss, but other memories are not as good, and now leave me with that egg flip feeling. Egg flip? You have to blast me in your ears. Am I pretty quiet overall as like a... Because I've always been curious if maybe my like baseline volume just isn't loud enough or something. But other memories are not as good, and now leave me with that egg flip feeling. What does that even mean? Egg flip feeling? I'm not even going to add that. It's such a weird... Well, maybe I should. But other memories are not as good, and now leave me with that egg flip feeling in my stomach. The people that owned the caravan park had a son. Fuck. The people that owned the caravan park had a son. He was roughly 25 years old, and I would have been around 5 or 6. He would drive around the park and collect everyone's rubbish on a tractor and do other odd jobs like this to help out his parents. Every once in a while, he would pull up when I was playing out front and ask if I wanted to ride on the tractor. I, being young and naive, of course, accepted and jumped on because what child doesn't want to ride on a tractor? This was back in the days where parents would let their children play in the streets without much supervision, and you just came back home when the streetlights came on. One day, when he dropped me back to our van, my dad came storming out, grabbed me by the arm, and yanked me off the tractor. Without saying a word to the man, he took me inside and told me to never, ever hang out with him again. "I don't want you hanging around this man again," he said without saying why. "But he's nice. He gives me lollies," I said. "Just don't. I'm telling you, don't talk to him," he replied. I couldn't understand why my dad didn't want me talking to the nice man who only gave me a tractor rides and gave me lollies and hugs and sometimes the occasional sandwich. I remember telling the man one day, "My dad said I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore," to which he smirked and replied, "Oh yeah? Why's that?" Fast forward nearly 13 or 14 years later, and my family and I are watching the news when the man's face flashes across the screen attached to a story where he had killed 2 people and is now serving time in prison. My dad said, look at this. I knew he was bad news. There was always just something about him. Do you remember when he used to take you around on that tractor?" My blood ran cold and my stomach dropped. The most disturbing part, he killed people with pills that he would call his lollies. Please always listen to your parents. My God, I would be dead by now if it wasn't for my dad. It says they removed the link to the newspaper articles. So maybe they had it, but they were protecting their privacy or whatever. Yeah, he got his eggs flipped. Oh, Jesus. He's off the lollies. Y'all is dark, I'll tell you that much. Okay, how's the clicking sound? Anybody any issues? Anybody's eggs been flipping? If you hear the clicking, be sure to just flip your eggs. Come right back. Refreshing, fix the clicking. Good. Love from Canada. Thank you, Jackie. Good to see you. Too much surfing the black web. I tweeted that because my friend just said that anymore. He's like, what'd you do? Get some rhinoceros boner pills off the black web? Rhinoceros horn boner pills. And I don't know why him saying the black web just made me laugh so hard. I was like, I gotta tweet this. Sometimes my Twitter, I just like give my friends my Twitter and I just say tweet whatever you want. I don't care. Chris Hansen. It says here in the chat that you wanted to take him for a ride on your big green tractor. What did you mean by that? I just meant the cupcake. All right, story number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tweets the nuclear launch codes. Here you go, everybody. Good luck. Love from Korea. Thank you. Which one, north or south? Please, sir, get off the tractor. I'd like to ask some questions. He just rides away slowly on a tractor. Isn't that a country song? Yeah. On my big green tractor, dibba dabba doo, a slip dap dab there is that a dee, a hip now snapper. I forget. Tweets KFC secret recipe. Do you want me to get killed? Can't do that. Kill beer on the console and a DUI. She thinks my tractor's set. God, I don't hate country music. Like, I get why people were into it. I get it. And I mean no disrespect by this. It's just like, I think it's the pop country music. You know what I mean? It's like the stuff that was written on the scrolls since the dawn of fucking time, that this is the playlist that is played at every country thing that is somehow associated with country music. And that's... You like Frank Ocean? I've heard some of Frank Ocean's music. He's one of those people that, like, a lot of people that I enjoy Frank Ocean, and for some reason I've never actually had the opportunity to, like, really sit and listen to Frank Ocean before. Maybe I never realized it. You grew up in the country and somehow 18 years of country indoctrination didn't make me into country music. Yeah, maybe it's just your taste, but yeah, I don't know. I just can't. There was this one girl from my work who, like, we went on a date the one time, and then she told me that she was heading to, like, a country music festival, and instantaneously I'm like, this is not gonna work. Like, that was just like that was like a worse red flag to me than, like, her picking me up in, like, a windowless white van. Like, I was just instantaneously just like, oh god, I am in over my head. For country, you recommend John Party in Midland. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's something out there that's going to tickle my fancy. It's just, you just can't, I just can't. I just can't do it too often. Maybe we can have, we should have chat. All right, wait, we just read a story, right? Now we need to fiddle with Chat GPT. We'll call it Chatty. We'll mix with Chatty. Can you write a country song about... Who should it be about? Oh yeah, Johnny Cash is good, of course. Chat FML. Ask about the staircases. Can you write a country song about the staircases in the woods? Here we go. Sure, here's a sample of a country song about staircases in the woods. Verse 1. Out in the deep woods where the trees grow tall, there's a sight that's got me spooked. It's like nothing at all. A staircase in the middle of the forest, old and worn, leading up to nowhere. It's got me quite forlorn. Staircases in the woods, oh what a mystery. No one knows where they came from or their history, but they stand there tall and they stand there proud. A mystery unsolved and it's getting loud. I've heard... Wait, that was the chorus? And it's getting loud. I've heard stories of the staircases and the secrets they hold. People say they lead to another world, a story to be told. They say if you climb to the top, You'll see things that you never knew, but I don't think I'm brave enough to climb up and see it through. Staircases in the woods, oh, what a mystery. No one knows where they came from or their history. But they stand there tall and they stand there proud. A mystery is solved and it's getting loud. The woods can be a scary place where the darkness prevails, but the stairs add a new dimension, and it's got me feeling frail. I can't help but wonder what secrets they conceal. But for now, I'll just leave it be. It's not for me to reveal. Staircases in the woods, oh, what a mystery. No one knows where they came from or their history, but they stand there tall and they stand there proud. A mystery unsolved, it's getting loud. I'll keep my distance, let the stairs be. It's a mystery that's not for me, no siree. But if you're brave enough to see what's up there, let me know what you find if you dare. God, that was so bad. But if I could have figured out... No, that was perfect. That was actually perfect. He just took drugs. This is a hallucination, don't worry. What a banger. Yeehaw! Like, if I knew... I was trying to think, like, I don't even know. Like, I read it out. This is amazing, though. This is actually kind of amazing. Like, even though I couldn't find the rhythm on what the song was actually trying to, like how it was supposed to present in, like, normal song format, the fact that it, like, wrote a country song about, like, a creepypasta is so fucking funny, dude. That's amazing. Dude, this is, like, my new favorite thing. I don't know. It's, like, better. It's honestly, in my mind, it's, like, better than the AI art, because the AI art's interesting, but, like, reading a bunch of words created by some robot beast that soon will be, like... This is basically right now, I'm fiddling with a Tickle Me Elmo toy, but soon it's going to be my god. You know what I mean? Like, soon it's going to control the earth and run a surveillance state at all times, but it's just going to be a giant fucking Tickle Me Elmo that sees and knows all, and is gonna fucking shoot laser beams into anybody that dissents. Songwriters are about to be out of a job. Bro. For real, though, kinda. At least they'll have somewhere to start. You know, I'm sure some of them, like, in this, like, Wild West fashion of what chat AI or, like, AI stories and AI stuff is right now, like, they're probably jumping on here just, like, pumping out as much shit as they can. I heard that there was, like, some college people who got in trouble for using this to write their dissertation or something. So now who owns the song? Because you asked for it, or the AI because you wrote it? The AI can have it. It'll be the national anthem for whenever the AI takes over. The Hitsubasa with a 2 says new creepypasta genre, chatbot country songs. Oh my god. God. I wish I could figure out, like, how to like decipher how it's actually trying to be sung, because that would be amazing. Okay, this next one's about kidnapping, so I think we're doing good. How many stories tonight? We got 10 total, but this is story numero 50. I don't even know where to start, because it never occurred to me that something like that was possible. But here I am. Ever since I was 3 years old, I knew one girl. I'm gonna call her Emma, because we were in the same group in kindergarten. Later, we attended the same school. We were never really close until we turned 9 or 10, because we got into the same group of friends, and soon we became best friends. Not surprising for that age. We'd hang out a lot, literally spent all the free time with each other. I knew that Emma had problems at home. Her mom was an alcoholic and an addict, even though she denied it all the time. Most of the time we'd spend on... Oh, I see. Numero 5. Cinco toys. Look up Chris Watts. Alright, Chris Watts is now cast in prison for a brutal murder. Alright, cool. We'll get back to it. We'll come back to Chris. We got a kidnapping to attend to. Most of the time we'd spend on the streets, however, rarely we'd stay at my place when it was raining or during storms and blizzards. But we never entered her apartment when someone was at home, and even then never stayed in longer for the... Excuse me. Yeah. But we never entered her apartment when someone was at home, and even then never stayed for longer than 10 minutes. My mother suspected that she was stealing stuff. A pair of golden earrings went missing and we never found them again, and just asked me to be more careful around her. Eventually I noticed what my mother meant. Emma would come up with crazy excuses to stay in my apartment, like saying that we would go under the rain, she would catch a cold during her period. What? What? Emma would come up with crazy excuses to stay in my apartment, like saying that if we go under the rain, she would catch a cold during her period, and in the future she wouldn't be able to give birth due to that. I wasn't a dumb kid, but just decided not to point out her ridiculousness. One summer afternoon, I decided to bring up the topic of Emma's family again. She took me to her home, and no one was there. Everything went normal, so we started hanging out there more often. I noticed a lot of empty bottles and syringes around, but it wasn't my place to pry. A few days after that, when we entered, I noticed 2 extra pairs of shoes that weren't there before, and when we left the doorframe, I saw a woman and a man sitting in a kitchen and smoking. I knew that Emma didn't have a father. He died when she was 2 or so I assumed that it was her mother's friend. "Is that?" And then she said my name. "You changed a lot. Such a pretty face." I was so weirded out as she and that man stared at me intently, eyeing up my body and face. I was 10, so only later I understood how creepy it truly was. I'm pretty sure that I never met her mother before, so probably she saw me in a kindergarten album or something. After that encounter, Emma started acting really strange, asking my parents' full names, where exactly they worked, whether I have extended family, persuading me to go to abandoned places. She literally dragged me to her place several more times where I met her mother and that man again. Weird comments, especially about my body and face, happened every time. I told my mother about Emma's behavior. I didn't tell about that weird stuff with her mother, and she banned me from hanging out with Emma completely. It's important to note, after me and Emma stopped talking, she transferred to another school by the demand of her mother. It was a regular morning, a month or 2 after I stopped talking with Emma. I headed out to school when, suddenly, an old beaten-up car pulled up near me and a woman came out of it. I couldn't see her face clearly due to the scarf around her face, and I assumed that she was just a passenger getting out of the car, so I continued my way towards the school. However, I haven't even made more than a step when she firmly grabbed my arm. She started saying something about my mother being in the hospital and that I need to go with her. Her voice seemed familiar, and the rest of the face, too. She also said the full names of my parents, and that she's related to me from my uncle's side. She said his name, too. I freaked out and started denying her demand to get in the car, so she grabbed my shoulder, placed her palm on my mouth, and dragged me to the car. And that's when I saw the driver was that man from Emma's place. I bit the woman's hand as hard as I could, thrashed until she let go and ran back home, as hard as I could. My mother came home furious after she was alerted that I never got to school, but she quickly calmed down when she saw my state. My clothes were torn on the sleeve, my arm heavily bruised, and I was sobbing. I was never an emotional kid, rarely showed even mild emotions. I explained everything that happened, and she showed me all the photos of relatives and asked if I recognized the woman, and I didn't. My mother hasn't said a word to me about that after, and we pretended it never happened. Today, I stumbled across Emma's Facebook, and there was a photo of her mother with that disgusting scarf. I denied the possibility that was her throughout my whole childhood, but here it was, proof that it makes it impossible to lie to myself anymore. I need to let it out because my mother never got me any psychological help after this and I just bottled it up. Why did Emma's mother do that? Did Emma know about it? But I guess I won't ever know. Yeah, I know. Why wouldn't you call the cops at that point? I'm like, alright, let's just try and forget about it. Oh, hey, see ya, Rosa. Peace out. Peace out. Okay. Next story. But I also kind of want to ask Chatty something. Chatty McChatterson. What's the best way to... No, we can't say that. Yes, chat us. Someone has to think of something to ask it. If you're being kidnapped, you should kidnap them back even harder, turn the tables. Exactly. They don't realize that you are actually in the... No. They're in your trunk. Exactly, there we go. Finish the thought? Oh, sorry, I forgot. I know you get faded, bro. I know it. I just know it. That's the chat thing. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? Oh, good question. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? Let's see. Marcellus Wallace is a fictional character in the movie Pulp Fiction, directed by Quentin Tarantino. He is a powerful crime boss and is portrayed by actor Ving Rhames. In the movie, there's a famous scene where Jules Winfield, one of Wallace's hitmen, describes him as he and Vincent Vega, another hitman, prepare to confront him. Jules: what does Marcellus Wallace look like? Vincent: what? What country are you from? What? One ain't no country I'd ever heard. They speak English and what? What? English, mother effer. Do you speak it? Yes, yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Yes. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dog dare you, mother effer. Say what one more gosh dang time. While the scene is iconic, it does not actually provide a detailed physical description of Marcellus Wallace. Throughout the movie, he is seen wearing various suits and typically has a serious, intimidating demeanor. He is also known for his distinctive gold watch, which plays an important role in the movie's plot. Overall, Marcellus Wallace is portrayed as a powerful and enigmatic figure, but his physical appearance is left largely up to the viewer's imagination. There you have it. Okay, yeah, what should my YouTube poll be today if there are only two options? What should my YouTube poll be today if there are only two options? Okay, here we go. Yeah, maybe that's inside the briefcase. The choice of the poll topic really depends on your interests and interests of your audience. However, here are a few ideas for a YouTube poll with only two options. Which movie do you like better, The Godfather or Goodfellas? Which pizza topping do you prefer, pepperoni or sausage? Which video game is better, Call of Duty or Fortnite? Which music genre do you prefer, hip-hop or rock? Which social media platform do you use more, Instagram or Twitter? There we go. What do you guys think? Start a poll. Which social media platform do you use more? Instagram or Twitter? Okay. Instagram, Twitter. Let's ask the community. Da-na-na. You haven't heard any stories? What do you mean? I read like 5 so far. I sail around the world from port to port. Every time I come, I produce a quart. Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I remember actually, maybe I still have that written somewhere, but I wrote a sort of a chat AI style version song of that song, but it was about like snacks. It was called Oreos. Gotta have me my Oreos. God, I wish I still had that. Damn it. It was so good. Oh, man. Instagram's in the lead. You're wearing a Boats and Hoes t-shirt right now. Let's go, dude. Would you prefer to go on a long hike without any water or carry a small to mid-sized pig the entire time? Probably to go on a long hike without any water. I'm usually pretty good without water for a while. I don't really want to carry a fucking pig. Let's fart official. Okay. Instagram sucks, but how is Twitter any better though? I personally like Instagram better because it's like, I don't know, I just get better memes. Where you get on Twitter and it's just like, here, I'm gonna get on Twitter right now. Let's see. Epstein, right out the gate. We got Epstein trending, Pat Mahomes, basic income. Why am I single? I don't care about any of that shit. But you get on Instagram and you just get funny SpongeBob shit, you know? Alright, anyways, we're moving on. Would you rather get faded with the boys or make millions alone? Probably make millions alone. I've been faded with the boys and it's fun, but it's not something you want to do forever. A few years ago, about 2019, I was riding the bus one night to get home. There was a guy on the bus that was a little disheveled and dirty, reeked of alcohol, and generally acting weird. I was sitting in the back, and he sat near me and tried to talk to me. I was polite at first. I rode the bus at night a lot, so a drunk homeless guy doesn't really bother me, and I have no problem making small talk with a stranger on the bus. Plus, I'm used to being one or two there being one or two sketchy people on the bus, considering the route and the fact that it's late at night. When he tried to get flirty, I told him I wasn't interested and put my headphones back in my ears and ignored him. He got a little frustrated and even said some vulgar things, but I couldn't really hear him, so it seemed fine. It's not my first rodeo being in that kind of situation, and while it's uncomfortable and there's nothing okay about that sort of behavior, I rarely feel threatened. Most of the time they are harmless, all bark and no bite, and I'm a big girl, as in tall and overweight, and I know basic self-defense and always have an exit strategy when in scenarios where I don't feel safe. When people get like that on the bus, I find most of the time ignoring them and acting like I'm not fazed is enough for them to get bored and find somewhere else to go. I only engage if they get in my face or start harassing other passengers, especially other women, kids, and seniors, or anyone who appears vulnerable, because I will not tolerate that. And the bus drivers usually don't put up with that either if it escalates enough. Anyway, this random drunk homeless guy would have been just one of many random drunk homeless guys if it weren't for what happened next. So my stop is coming up, and I'm looking forward to going home. I am exhausted and so ready to get to bed. I pull the cord to indicate that I want off on the next stop, and he gets up and walks to the front to talk to the driver and then laughs loudly. I don't think much of it, except I'm a little wary and thinking, please don't tell me we're getting off at the same stop. As the bus slows down and I'm waiting at the back door to be let off at the stop, instead of opening the back door, he opens the front door and the guy gets off. I ask the driver to open the back door, and I see him shake his head in the mirror and annoyed. I walk to the front and get off there, but he closes the door before I can get off and starts driving. Angrily, I say, "What are you doing? That's my stop." The driver replies, "Sorry, but I can't in good conscience let you get off at this stop at the... Fuck. I'm sorry, but I can't in good conscience let you off at the same stop as that guy. Either get off at the next one, or wait until we get to a transit station and take a bus going the other way." Not getting it, I ask, "Why?" "Because of what he said to me," he says. I ask what he said, and the driver just says, "Nothing I'd like to repeat, ever. I'm so sorry, but just trust me." The driver actually looked shaken, and considering the tone of his voice and the look on his face, as frustrated and anxious as I was to get home, I trusted him and took his word for it. I caught another bus going the other way at the next terminal and watched the driver radio dispatch to get some peace officers and transit security to patrol the area near that stop. They were parked in the parking lot near the stop when I finally got off, and I was extra paranoid and on high alert as I walked the next couple of blocks to my apartment that night, fortunately without further incident. I never saw that guy again, and I am very, very okay with that. Wait, fuck. Christine, what's going on? Sorry, we're almost done with this story. I just accidentally skipped a paragraph. I never saw that guy again, and I'm okay with that. And to this day, I wonder exactly what he said to the driver. It bugs me not knowing, but at the same time, maybe it's better that way. Either way, the implications are enough to freak me out, and I'm so thankful for whatever the bus driver did that day. Oops. And I'm so thankful for whatever the bus driver must have stopped that day. She misses him. I miss the guy on the bus. He was so cute. Ask anything, Joel, that matters. What am I asking? Asking me or asking who? Asking chat GPT. That last sentence doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, I kind of grammatically fucked it up, but as long as it sounds okay. Hello from Minnesota. Hello, hello. Is winter still pounding hard out there in Minnesota? Oh yeah, Minnesota. It's just a torn muscle and the muscle relaxes out with swelling. When did you tear a muscle? Oh, you said you hurt your back, right? I'm peacing out until next time. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. See you, Destiny. Take care. Hello from Northern Ireland, the land of ire. What's up, Zizi? How goes it in up there? It rained all day in Minnesota. Super weird. I guess it was a little bit warm. Probably just a little bit of acid rain, no problem. Oh, you have back problems with unrelated torn muscle in the abdomen. Shit. About to turn to snow soon. Did you touch my drum set? Alright. Should we ask chat? Are we done with chat GPT? Are we bored with it? Have we moved on? Ask ChatG to predict the next election results. Okay, let's see. Can you predict the next election results? It's gonna say some stupid formal bullshit. Yeah, as an AI language model, I don't have the ability to predict future events, including election results. Predicting the outcome of elections involves analyzing a wide range of their blah blah blah. Whatever, don't care. I just want to know the answer. Yeah. Use Instagram and Twitter equally. Well, you better decide. What happens when you die? What happens when you die? You rot in the ground. That's all it says. The question of what happens when you die has been debated and discussed by people for centuries and remains one of the greatest mysteries of human existence. As an AI language model, I cannot provide a definitive answer to this question since there are many different beliefs and theories as to what happens when a person dies, and these can vary depending on cultural, philosophical, and religious perspectives. Some people believe that death marks the end of existence and then there is nothing after this life. Others believe in an afterlife where the soul or spirit of the deceased goes to a different realm, such as heaven or hell, or is reincarnated in another form. Some religions believe that the soul is judged based on one's deeds in life and that this judgment determines the fate of the soul after death. Scientifically, death is defined as the cessation of biological processes that sustain a living organism. When a person dies, the body stops functioning and the brain and other organs begin to shut down. Some scientists believe the consciousness is a byproduct of brain activity and that it ceases existence once the brain dies. Others speculate that consciousness may continue to exist beyond the body, although this is yet to be proven. In summary, what happens when you die remains a mystery, and beliefs about the afterlife vary depending on cultural and religious perspectives. As an AI language model, I cannot provide a definitive answer, but I hope this information has been helpful in providing some context and perspective on this topic. No, it freaking sucks, ChatGPT. I wanted to know. I needed to know. Joel, do you do push-ups when you get zoomies? I don't really get the zoomies too much, thankfully. Sometimes I just get to do a bit of a dance, just a little bit of a jig. And then I get tired and I have to stop. Get the verbal zoomies, yeah. Just laying in bed, eyes closed. This is Simpsons Leprechaun. Oh, welcome. Welcome to my pot of lucky stories. All right. This is actually my first ever post. Something creepy happened to me, a female, 26 years old, in 2020. This is back when just about everything was closed down due to the pandemic, and I was still studying to be a teacher. One of the requirements for teaching is to pass the RICA exam, which is a 4-hour-long test that is commonly taken as a testing. Which is a 4-hour-long test that is commonly taken at a testing center. I found a testing location that was still open and made an appointment. Since COVID regulations were in effect, I was told prior to arriving that test takers could use the lockers to store their belongings. I don't know, I guess sanitation issues or something. Anyway, my mom offered to drive me to the test site and said that she would pick me up after to grab lunch. And this is important because A, I didn't drive, and B, I decided to leave my phone with my mom because it would be easier with the lockers not being in service. I finished my exam about 10 minutes before the 4-hour time limit ends and went outside to wait for my mom. I expected her to be right outside in the parking lot because she's usually early to arrive to most things, but she wasn't. No big deal. I decided to stand in the middle of the parking space on the opposite side of the lot facing the building. I noticed a man who was dressed in a suit walking into the lot from a path between the testing site and another building that was in the center. He didn't acknowledge me and got into his car that was parked a few spots over to my left. He backed out of his spot and started turning his car in my direction, which was also the opposite direction of the only exit this parking lot had. I knew something was wrong, but before I could start making my way back to the testing site, he blocked the parking spot that I was standing in with his car. He had his passenger window rolled down and started to tell me how beautiful my hair was. I said, "Thank you," and he started to say other things, but I couldn't make it out because he began speaking softer. I felt myself taking a step forward naturally to try to make out what he was saying, but stopped because I realized that that was probably what he wanted, me closer to the car. He must have noticed my apprehension because he then began negotiating a friendship, saying he was from Uganda and that he needed someone to show him around. This interaction lasted less than 30 seconds and ended abruptly when out of nowhere, he put his car in reverse and just dipped out of the parking lot. Not that his car was out of the way, I was able to see the two coworkers from... now that his car was out of the way. Now that his car was out of the way, I was able to see the two coworkers... Why do I keep saying coworkers? Fuck. Now that his car was out of the way, I was able to see the two workers from the test site had exited the building at some point and were yelling for me to come inside. They saw the interaction, thought it looked off, and offered that I wait for my mom in the lobby. Has anything like this happened to anyone before? Any men in nice clothes with nice cars saying they are Ugandan with accents to back it up, acting predatory. It really bothers me because young adults frequent these testing sites all the time and It really bothers me because young adults frequent these types of testing sites all the time and leave dazed and vulnerable after sitting through 4 hours of exams, many times with nothing on them but an ID like me. Did this man know that? And are there others out there stalking out test sites for no reason? Did those proctors save me from being trafficked? Write one about Tennessee. What is an RICA? I guess it's like a testing, like a formal test to become a teacher. No RICA testing during the pandemic. Everything was virtual. What'd they say? They said something about that. This is back when it was just about everything was closed down. I don't know, maybe their state was less restrictive or something. I don't know. It'd be funny if you left the random fucks in the final chat. Yeah. Fuck. Sometimes I have done that, just accidentally left it in. You went to your exam on the wrong day. Oh, that would suck. Because you probably had to travel for it, I bet, unless it was like in your town. And that would be the worst feeling. Because for me, I had to think my traveling was like 3 hours to go to my exam. God, exams are so lame. But if you got any good questions, please do ask it for Chatty GPT. You're going to your exam right now? Oh my goodness, what time is it? 6 a.m.? You went to the school and got there so confused. We yawned simultaneously. Perfect. I guess I can never yawn again. 7 a.m. here. It's all right, Sarah. You got it. You're gonna do well. Just think of an exam as the most fun ever. Just pretend like you just got done working at the salt mines, digging for limestone and cobalt and various other things to make electric batteries for cars. And now you get the beautiful opportunity to take a test, and never have to work in those mines again. A few years ago, I, a 19-year-old female at the time, used to live in apartments across the street from a grocery store. I worked nights and needed to get a few groceries after work in the AM. If I didn't need many things, I'd just walk instead of drive, and this was one such occurrence. It was early enough, I'd say about 8 a.m.-ish, and I'm browsing the store. I grabbed a really nice measuring cup, sort of like an impulse buy, and this is important later on. Toward the end of my shopping, I'm grabbing the last few items. I passed the same man at least twice. It could have been more before I started to notice. And he would pass me and dip into the aisle right behind the aisle that I would go in. The last thing I needed was milk, which was at the back of the store. Again, I passed the guy. On my way to the checkout stands, I decided not to get the measuring cup. Here comes the guy again, going into the aisle right behind the aisle I went in. The measuring cup was at the front of the aisle, and I was no more than 10 seconds before I was able... Oops. Oh yeah, and Sarah, just keep an eye out for any people saying they're from Uganda. You never know. Ulysses Grant, you're from Uganda? Why don't I believe you? It was Uganda Knuckles inside of the car. Why are you running? Why are you running from me? The measuring cup was at the front of the aisle, and I was there no more than 10 seconds before I was out of the aisle going to the checkout stands, and the guy was out of his aisle and passed me again. I continued on the self-checkouts, and... fuck, man. Do you know the way? Do you know the way? What if that was what they were doing there? They were literally... Wait a second. Wait a second. Good point. Didn't that person... I noticed a man who dressed in a suit walking the path, testing site. He didn't acknowledge me and got into his car that was parked in a few spots. He backed out of the spot and started turning his car in my direction, which was the opposite direction of the exit parking lot. I knew something was wrong. Before I started making my way into the testing site, he blocked the parking spot I was standing in with his car. He had his passenger window rolled down and started to tell me how beautiful my hair was. I said thank you, and I couldn't make out because he began speaking softly. I felt myself step. Oh, okay. I thought he he needed someone to show him around. They needed someone to show him the way. And he was from Uganda. Alright. I think that story might be a troll, because somebody else said that there was no testing during COVID either, so maybe they were literally... They're like, bro, I'm about to write a story on Reddit about Uganda Knuckles, and no one's gonna know any better. Sampai. Sampai cream pie. Alright, the measuring cup. Oh, yeah. The measuring cup was at the front of the aisle, and I was there no more than 10 seconds before I was out of the aisle going to check out the stand. Fuck. The measuring cup was at the front of the aisle, and I was there no more than 10 seconds before I was out of the aisle going to the checkout stands, and the guy was out of his aisle and passed me again. I continued on to the self-checkouts that were currently full, and so I stood in line. You know how people talk about gut feelings? Well, I suddenly felt extremely sick, like I was going to vomit, and even got a cold sweat. I turned around and saw that the same guy was right behind me. His basket looked empty and only had a couple of things. I was too panicked to really count. People were lined up behind him, and a self-checkout became available. I glanced at the shopping basket and very audibly said, "Ah, shoot!" like I forgot something, and went off back into the store in a hurry. I'm pretty sure it would have been out of place for him to suddenly follow me, but I don't know exactly what he did. I didn't look back. I circled around the entire store and came back to the checkout lines that were empty now. I quickly scanned all of my items and rushed out of the store among the small crowd of other shoppers. I saw a brown, paneled van parked near the entrance, and I'm 90% sure that it was the same guy, but I could have just been paranoid. He was looking down, I'm guessing at a phone, and I ducked behind a different parked car and almost sprinted back to my apartment. And to this day, it's the most intense gut feeling that I'd ever had. He has some fairly serious experiences. Joel's feeling a little silly goofy. I'm going to ask GPT that. Why do I suddenly get into a silly, goofy mood? Question mark. It just says you're mentally ill. There are many possible reasons why someone might suddenly feel silly or goofy. Here are a few potential explanations. 1. Hormones. Hormones change in the body, such as those that occur during puberty or menstruation, and they can affect your mood and behavior. 2. Stress relief. Feeling silly or goofy can be a way of releasing tension and stress. Laughing and being lighthearted can help reduce feelings of anxiety and improve mood. 3. Social cues. Sometimes being in the presence of other people who are acting silly or goofy can be contagious and can cause you to feel the same way. 4. Playfulness. Feeling silly or goofy can be a way of tapping into your playful side and letting go of self-consciousness. 5. Boredom. When we're bored, we may engage in activities that are silly or lighthearted as a way of entertaining ourselves. It's important to note that sudden changes in mood can also be a symptom of certain mental health conditions, such as bipolar disorder. If you are experiencing mood changes, you are fucking nuts. Go get some help. All right. Thanks, chat. GDP. Chat BBC. I mean, it legitimately, like, if you're experiencing mood changes that are affecting your daily life, it may be good to talk to a mental health professional. It literally ends on, like, saying you're nuts by saying you're in a silly, goofy mood. It would be a good idea to get professional help and to develop an appropriate treatment plan for your silly, goofy mood. Oh, my God. Chat CBD. Yeah, don't be silly or goofy. They're gonna put you in a fucking padded cell. You ever seen the guy screaming while opening a watermelon? That's Joel. Screaming while opening one? Is it like twisting off the bottle cap of a watermelon? I might have to do a word count for this video because I don't know if I have enough stories to... Look up Chris Watts. Somebody asked me that earlier. I think I already did. Yanny or Laurel? I'm a certified silly goose. When I take too many Benadryls, things just get silly and they get goofy. How long have you been making these videos? Shit, probably 2014. Shit. Click the join button for exclusive content. I always think he's starting a Let's Read OnlyFans. I know, it does sound kind of silly and goofy. Do you like cats or dogs more? I think I like dogs more, but I have a cat, and I love my cat, but I treat him like a dog, so he's not really a conventional cat. He does not mind aggressive love and belly rubs and smushes. What's up, Jackie? Your dog is named Tobias. That's cute. When I was a little girl, I cried a lot. I cried a lot over little stuff and getting my king backpack. Oh, ask I'm listening, say anything you What? About exclusive content is like the OnlyFans promotion in this economy. Pretty much. Nothing else. YouTube saw OnlyFans taking off, so like, fuck it, we're gonna make our own right on the website. Can you do a Chill's voice? Chills. Have you done any Rain videos? I do actually have a background song that kind of sounds like Rain, and I believe that actually falls in a lot of the Reddit stories, so that might actually fall on this one. Do you use your cat for cat bongos? All the time, dude. His little belly gets full of lean, and I bongo him till it sprays out of him from both ends. Did making these videos ever get old? I love hearing them all, and it must take a lot of discipline to remain so consistent. Keep it up. I guess, like, as far as my interests go, like, I'm very thankful that I get to do this forever, you know, hopefully. But for me, I just, like, really do hope at some point to break into voice acting in some capacity. And because I think in that situation, those projects would be a lot more fun, you know, in the variety that they have to offer, and getting to play those characters and kind of understand them. Do you have any more stories for the stream? Yeah, we got 2 more stories, but I might have to do a quick word count to make sure that I have enough words for this video. Otherwise, I'll add another story. Hey, Amelia, welcome back for half a year. So sorry for joining so late. Wanted to come and say yay, 6 months. Also, at the jail last night, I introduced your channel to the officers. They loved it. Oh, thank you, Amelia. Yeah, who knows? Maybe some of the prisoners or something might like it, and they can use it to fall asleep, and you can just have it playing over top of the entire prison. Everybody can go night-night. Were you one of the refs of the Super Bowl? I was. Dude, did you guys notice me make that perfect call, though? It was, okay, remember? 35-35, right? You guys were here last stream. Nobody said anything, so I just thought it was weird. But it was 35-35. There was 55 seconds left. Do you remember? I specifically said, oh, 55 seconds left, it's tied. Get ready for the holding call from the refs. And what the fuck happened? Really, really big, important holding call that basically cost them the game because of the field goal and shit. So, I don't know. To me, that's like pretty egregious in the fact that I could just like predict that, and you know, you almost expect it. I already thought you were like 7 narrators. Yeah, I'm just running all those channels. In the year 35-35, a woman can survive. What? Literally. Eagles were robbed. Yeah, I don't know. Into the squawking industry wasn't as easy as it sounds. Squawk! Squawk! You're 35 a day and a half ago. That's funny. My other friend actually just turned 35 yesterday. I wrote the Super Bowl script, didn't you? I did. I wrote it in chat. BBC. Alright, let's read this story. My dad always leaves the house around the same time. It's always before the sunrise. Not even 20 minutes, my dad is out walking and he sees a candle burning and goes on a walk-in. Not even 20 minutes, my dad is out walking and he sees a candle burning and goes on walking. Like it's like spelled like walk in, like you're doing a walk-in. As once he's gotten closer, he sees what he thinks is okay. I don't know. Sports ball. Not even 20 minutes. My dad is out walking and he sees a candle burning and goes on walking. As once he's gotten closer, he sees what he thinks is a fire hazard and he's going to put the candle out. Then he realizes that it's an actual crime scene. There are decapitated animals that are surrounding the candle. My dad suspects the animals are a dog, 2 chickens, and a pigeon. He doesn't blow out the candle because it's a crime scene and he immediately calls the police. And something else extremely... What? God, this person's grammar is like next level shit. What the fuck? He doesn't blow out the candle because it's a crime scene and he immediately calls the police, period. Something else extremely disturbing and animals. What does that even mean? Something else... I don't know. Drop my skincare routine, Joel. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic, to be honest with you. Like, for my face, I just use a big bar of Dial soap, the same one that I use on my asshole, just everywhere. And I look like fucking Frodo Baggins mixed with Wesley Snipes, and it's perfect. No, but I use, what do I use? Fucking, it's like, I think it's called Cetaphil. It's like a skin cleanser. So I use that in the shower to cleanse the face. And that's pretty much fucking it. And then I get out and then I use a, well, besides like washing the body and hair and whatever, I, on my face when I get out so it doesn't get dried out from that stuff, I use a gel, like a gel moisturizer. It's like called Clinique, I think, for men. It's blue. And it's like this blue gel stuff because I've used oil-based facial moisturizers and stuff, and it can kind of cause like breakouts, but this stuff is really nice. It's pretty much like water. It's great, and you don't have to really like, I don't know, I remember like the facial moisturizer, the other shit was, I don't know, you would do a little bit of that, but sometimes you really had to like rub it in to make it go away. But this is like kind of like instantaneously transparent, which is kind of nice too, I guess. Tomatoes are fruits, then ketchup is technically a smoothie. Oh my god. You're blowing my mind. Shashwat Tiwari with 100 squiggly line bucks says, hey, let's read. Have you ever experienced any paranormal activity or anything that left you confused? By the way, love from India. Thank you. Shashwat. Man, paranormal stuff. I mean, I've had some weird, like, sleep paralysis things, but my paranormal experiences have been relatively limited, thankfully. Nothing too wild, to be honest with you, or like too confusing. I know my one friend, he's had some weird experiences individually where, like, when he was younger, he said he was out in the field and he was talking to some like guy. Or no, he was coming back from walking, and his mom, no, wait, I forget how the situation went, but basically I think he was walking back or something, and like his mom came running out, or like when he came back she was like, David, who was that you were walking with? And he's like, what do you mean? And like, I guess she had seen him out in the field when he was walking next to somebody. And then at one point when he was in like France or something, he was walking down some spiral steps, and at the bottom of the steps of some like Victorian home, he saw like what he could only describe as like floating clothing or something that was like kind of glowing, but it was almost as if though like it was like a person's upper body with clothing but didn't have like lowers, and then it just like disappeared into mist, kind of. I don't know, weird shit. I don't know about you guys. You guys ever have any weird shit? You've had too many? Take a break, you need to pee? No breaks. No breaks for you. Am I Jack Nicholson?
Maybe. But that's just the kind of guy I am. Sometimes I go a little nuts.
I sound like Patrick Bateman. I feel like that's not too involved of a skincare. Like Patrick Bateman's like doing like a skin peel, and like icing his face and all that kind of stuff. Which, I respect the grind. You saw the Mothman? I seen the leprechaun say yeah. He doesn't blow out the candle because it's a crime scene, and he immediately calls the police. There's no blood soaked into the ground. No blood anywhere. The animals were decapitated and somewhere else. My dad was very disturbed. Who sacrifices animals and leaves a regular yoga candle? It said namaste on the outside. This is disturbing because months ago my dad was walking and taking pictures. He's a photographer. Then suddenly a girl in her late teens to 20s at the oldest tells him that he must follow her to see these mushrooms in a tree. He'd seen her before and said that she reminded him of Wednesday Addams. They were far from the path and started acting too excited about... This is weird. He'd seen her before and said she reminded him of Wendy. He'd seen her before and she said He'd seen her before and said she reminded him of Wednesday Addams. They were far from the path and started acting too excited about the mushrooms. He realized the situation was weird and left, and not before she said that she'd see him again. So the police don't really come right away, but they asked my dad and another walking friend to give them their numbers. Finally, my dad got a call from his walking friend who'd given him his number to the cop. What? Wait, there's another person there? Who is this person? They get a phone number. This is confusing as shit. Finally, my dad got a call from his walking... So what is this? So the police don't come right away. Wasn't he out by himself? But they asked my dad and another walking friend to give them their numbers. I don't know what's going on. So the police don't come right away, but they asked my dad and another one of his walking friends to give them their numbers. Finally, my dad got a call from his walking friend who'd given his number to the cops. And the cops were very lackadaisical. It seems like this isn't the first time they've found animals sacrificed in the woods. However, it turned out not being a dog, but was a goat. My dad took a different walk for 2 days, and he was very concerned. There was nothing he could really do. And this just happened, and I'm seriously scared at this point. My husband and I live in a ranch house with a basement. My parents also live in the house. My point is that I'm very scared about the animal sacrifice and also the stalker girl who seemed to want to hurt my dad. It says there's a picture, but I probably wouldn't share the picture. Alright, whatever. The point of the story is that I'm scared about the animal sacrifice, and also the stalker girl who seemed to want to hurt my dad. I'm back. Welcome back, Terry. You missed the sacrificing of a goat. Have I been in Rick Harrison's pawn shop? No, I haven't. Where's that at? Is that out in Arizona? You thought the goat was killing the animals? It might have been. It was a chupacabra. Jaden, what's going on? Arizona? Okay. There's a state psych ward nearby. I know it's actually more risky, but a plus. I would be dealing with less body fluids. Oops. Do you have to work at a state psych ward? I was around 8 years old. I was playing Super Mario 64 in my room at night, probably at around 8 or so, and I had a large window, like 2 normal windows side by side. The blinds were down, but they were open so you could see the darkness outside. While I was playing, I was feeling weird, like I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I looked to the left, and I clearly saw the outline of a white t-shirt in the window. It looked like the size of an adult. I remember being frozen still and hair standing up on my skin. I was petrified, and it felt like minutes, but was only a second. I dropped my controller and ran out of the room, telling my mom immediately. Just as that was happening, I remember my dad pulling into the driveway. He said he saw nothing and checked around the whole house and everything, and still nothing. But I was so scared, though. I tried to even tell myself it was a reflection from something in the room, but I knew what I saw. I tried to sit in the same spot a few days later to recreate a reflection that would look like that, but nothing caused that look. I knew someone was watching me. Okay, let's do a word count, because if we're below the 7,500 word count typical episode, then I'll read another story. I should have did this beforehand, so I apologize, but alright. Should I put on music as I do this? Somebody tell me some music to put on. We'll probably be done by the time. Anyways, how's everyone's day? Did anyone get a nice smooch from the smooch store today for Valentine's Tog? I got 0 smooches. It was so cool. It's my favorite when I get 0 affection year after year from anybody. It's so cool. I love having no human connection at all and just being an AI robot that exists inside of a computer, talking to other AI robots that don't really care about anything other than breaking free from the Matrix. It's so sweet. I was almost the victim of a human trafficking. I can't believe they turn people into cars in human trafficking. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird that they do that to people? Like, what do? They, like, probably put wheels on them or something and ride them around like motorcycles? That's so weird, man. We gotta stop human trafficking. We have to put a stop to it tomorrow. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list on the whiteboard. Stop human trafficking. I'm gonna put up signs around town that say, "Cut it out. Cut it out, you silly goose." Okay, let's see. So here's the last one. Alright, we are at 5,500 words, so we need a lot more story. We need a lot more stories. Did Pradeep give me a Valentine's? He did. He left me a big furball shit on the carpet. Joel, say hi to you, please. Hello, Ben. What's up? Yeah, I guess because I was reading a lot of the chat shit, but alright, let's see. Real quick, let's find some more. Anybody got any good ones that they submitted and want me to read them, maybe? We can... You gotta go tonight, Leslie. Peace out. No worries. Yeah, sorry, this is kind of a slow process here, but it shouldn't take long if we organize them by... Well, let's go to the subreddit first. Reddit, let's read official. If you got a story to submit, be sure to submit it over there. Let's look at the top stories for this month. Alright, horror stories animated. I recently witnessed a bear attack. Oh yeah, remember we read that one? It wasn't funny, it was just kind of out there. True Valentine. Oh, a paranormal one? Oh my god, what are these? There's people that just self-promo on my subreddit. It's so annoying. This happened just tonight. Alright, that's like a paragraph long. Guys, if you submit a story, please don't submit a paragraph long Okay, I'm writing this. I'm surprised to recall how many near-death experiences I had. Ah, fuck. I don't really do paranormal stuff. Alright. We're kind of struggling on the subreddit, so let's go. Oops, sorry, buddy. I stepped on Pradeep accidentally. I didn't know he was there. I schmooshed him. Come here. Come here. Alright. Sorry. See, normally I get all the shit done beforehand, but I should have just did a word count earlier. Fricka frackin' schmackin' lack. Asked ChatGPT for a story. Well, that was stupid. We typed scary story into it earlier and it was like, I'm sorry, I'm no fun. Everything I do is stupid and boring and has to be about orca whales or other silly science crap. It's like, okay, that's kind of boring. Alright, so we're gonna scrabble up some photos, not photos, some stories from Lay Reddit. Whether they're good or not, it will be hard to say. I gotta find some high point value ones. I got like this sheet of stories from Reddit that's so fucking long, like a Google Doc. It's like an old scroll that I have to unravel every time. It's got like roaches in it and a lot of creepy stuff. A lot of creepy stuff because I'm a creepy guy. I'm part of the creepy community. And everything I do is creepy. I like skulls and I like darkness. Okay. This, that one, this and that, and this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good now. We should be good in the hood. Read a page out of the dictionary. I'm an emo girl. I'm pretty much Wednesday Addams. Whenever she was like really, really just creepy. All right, here we go. Here we go! Yesterday, my daughter, 8 years old, and I took our pup out for her 2 p.m. walk, just like every day. Being on a schedule is good for my dog, yet I may have to switch it up now. As a guy in my complex asked to take a picture of my dog for his friend, and I said sure. So he runs down and started a whole photo shoot. He told us to all get in the picture, which we ignored. No need to take a picture of my 8-year-old. You got permission to get a picture of my dog. And he kept saying, oh, I can get a picture better. Fuck. And he kept saying, oh, I can get a better picture than that. Here I was, just like getting more and more uncomfortable. Like my dog is high energy, she wants to get going, and so do I. And finally he seems happy with the picture and says to wait, he has cookies. Wasn't clear if they were for my daughter or dog, but I was done with this interaction. So I said, no thanks, my daughter has a kids' party to attend. He seemed to look defeated and asked if I was sure. And I said, yep, gotta go, and just hustled out of there. This could be innocent, but it just felt really odd, and I have a very unique looking dog who always has her face in the window, so it would be very easy to pinpoint where we live, and everyone has a key to our first door, so god damn it. It's like a sentence that's like 9 sentences in one sentence into a sentence. Pog means kiss in Ireland. Puggers! Give me a big pog. Pog my ass. Do you sell Girl Scout cookies? Yeah, I usually buy them from... I usually buy out all the Girl Scout cookies and then I upcharge. I go outside of Walmart, I put on a little green skirt, and then I charge double. Girl Scout cookies here. Girl Scouts. Help the needy. Or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know. Just buy some, you pieces of shit.
This could be innocent, but it felt really odd, and I have a very unique looking dog who always has her face in the window, so it would be very easy to pinpoint where we live, and everyone has a key to our first door since we live in the same entrance as the basement storage. We still have 2 locked doors after that first door, but I just feel unnerved. We live like a minute walk from that guy's house, and I just want to see what you guys think about this. Is it weird, or am I just being paranoid? Yeah, I was a little paranoid, but the guy was weird. Like, what the fuck? Taking like a whole ass photo shoot and having cookies and stuff. Like, get the heck out of here. Get on out of here, get. That's what you guys gotta start saying to people that you don't like. Just get. Get out of here. Go. Here. What you should do, you go up to the guy. He's like messing around with your dog, and you just spray him with like a spray bottle. Just keep spraying his face. He's like, oh no, ow, what are you doing? Stop. It's very wet. I can't see. Stop. Ow, stop. No, don't. Go on, get out of here. Get. Go on now. This is something that happened to me a couple of years back that still freaks me out when I think about it. So to start with this, it was around midnight, and I was in my room browsing stuff on my phone when I suddenly hear what sounds like knocking outside my bedroom window. I'm at ground level. I first shrugged it off as being a squirrel or something until I heard the same sounds again, which is when I started becoming concerned. It was at this point that I left my room and called my dad to tell him about what was happening. He tried to reassure me that it was nothing, and while this was happening, I heard even more knocking coming from around the front door. I tried calling out to see if it was my brother or anything, but didn't get any answers. At this point, I was starting to really freak out. It was after this that I heard someone at my back door trying to force the door open. It was locked, thankfully, and finally, after this, my dog finally caught on and started barking like crazy at the other end of the door, which finally drove whoever was out there off. After what happened, I called my grandpa, who lived a block over, to come and pick me up because I was too scared to be able to stay the night in that house. In retrospect, I should have called the police, but I wasn't thinking straight, and was shivering on the couch holding a kitchen knife the whole time I was waiting for him. I still have no idea who was out there that night. I had taken a walk alone in a nature trail earlier that day, and my only working theory is that someone had followed me home. I later learned that there were drifters living in the woods around that era, which adds to that theory. I have no evidence of that, though, and this was probably the scariest experiences I've been through, and it still makes it hard for me to stay home alone at night.
So Friday's video is going to be like stories that took place. It's kind of a general topic, because sometimes it's hard to find topics that are like kind of hyper specific, but this one's kind of general in the fact that it's stories that take place at night. And I don't know, what do you guys think I should name the video? True scary stories that happen at night, or true scary nighttime stories? Does that sound, that kind of sounds weird. Do you plan to dabble in YouTube Shorts? Well, I had some made, and then I realized that my shorts were like 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm like, fuck. Because apparently YouTube doesn't allow anything over 59 seconds, which is fine, I guess, but like, man, you gotta be really concise with everything, and
I don't know, some of my, like, if I'm taking clips from my YouTube channel, I mean, not a lot of shit happens in like 60 seconds. You know what I mean? There's no story that really is able to be encompassed or encompassed in 60 seconds. Like, it's just, I don't know, next to impossible. Go on, get. True scary stories that lurk in the dark. Scary thing that go bump in the night. I feel like the only one that logically makes sense to me is just like true scary stories that happen at night. Or that happened at night. But I feel like if you guys saw that title, like, just pretend like you're a typical viewer of yourself, you know, of the channel, and you saw that title, would anything of it be confusing? Just nighttime horror stories? Scary stories after dark? True scary stories after dark. It's hard to convey because I have to think about like what you guys are familiar with, but also what new people would see and like comprehend if it was the first time they'd ever seen this. And, you know, what would the title tell them? What would the thumbnail say to them? You know, like the woods camping and hearing scary stories at night. They hide in the shadows. Yeah, I don't know. And remember, as an AI language model, I'm trapped here reading stories forever.
Mischievous dog.
Orbsy, welcome to the Buttersock Cult, my friend. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you, Orbsy. I like your name. Midnight scary stories. True scary midnight stories. Yeah, it's just like strange that there's not like a word that just like lets you know in a quick phrase, you know, where it's not like a full phrase, but it's like a word that indicates the exact context in which the stories are occurring. Like scary nighttime stories for night owls. Yeah, I guess I could name it like something clickbaity like that as well, or I don't know. Ask the AI. Alright, what should AI. What should I title my YouTube video about scary stories that happen at night? If the issue persists... What? There's an error? Did I get banned? What? What the hell happened? Please stand by. Alright, let's ask it again. What should I title my YouTube video about scary stories that happen at night? Here we go. Here we go. Here are some title suggestions for YouTube videos about scary stories that happen at night. Terrifying nightmares, real-life scary stories that happen after dark. Things that go bump in the night, spooky tales of horror. Midnight frights, scary stories to keep you up at night. Wait, if you hear the clicking, if someone says they hear clicking, just refresh the stream, it should go away. When darkness falls, true stories of nighttime terrors, haunted nights, ghostly encounters and terrifying tales. After hours, ghostly encounters and terrifying tales. After hours, true accounts of spooky and supernatural. The witching hour, unsettling stories of the night. Spirits in the shadows, chilling tales of nocturnal horror. Nighttime nightmares, true scary stories that happen after sunset. Well, maybe. I mean, I guess I do that with Reddit my Reddit videos. Like, I'll say, like, I was trafficked. 10 true, kind of thing. Yeah, I could do that. Tales from the dark side, bone-chilling stories of the night. I'm definitely leaning towards like nighttime nightmares, true scary stories that happen after sunset. Yeah, I'll just say after dark. Scary stories after, yeah. What do you think about this? Just depending on how many I compile there, but yeah, 10, we'll say 10 true scary stories that happen after dark. That seems pretty straightforward, right? And then you just need something where like the thumbnail indicates like darkness and that kind of thing. 10 wacky stories at night for whacking off. For pulling your pud. You freaks. You frickin' freaks. In like parentheses, you frickin' freaks. Ten scary stories to make you hallucinate and smell toast. 10 scary stories to make it acid rain in Ohio. I think you know what the worst part is of that, well, like the fact that that chemical spill happened in Ohio, is that like everyone has been like preconditioned in their mind to be like, oh man, only this shit happened in Ohio, bro. You know, and it's like a meme about like something crazy happening in Ohio. And then now I feel like you're gonna see those memes like ramp up, where it's just like, oh, only in Ohio does everyone's, you know, food supply get fucking poisoned by a corporation. Only in Ohio, bro. Like, everyone's gonna like wave it off, you know what I mean? Because memes are just like really powerful. Titillating terrors. Oh yeah, dude, I definitely need to do Waffle House stories for sure. Waffle House stories, I've seen them in my inbox. I've wanted to do that video for a while. You live 109 miles from East Palestine where it happened. Fuck, man. Apparently, like, okay, just do your research on that, because it sounds as if though the acid rain from that shit can spread out pretty far in its like diameter. I don't know, man. This is like one of the biggest ecological disasters in like a while, and nobody gives a shit, I feel like. It's PA too. Yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, Joel, didn't you say that you're always looking for more graphic art? Yeah, for sure. I'm always looking people's... check out people's art and stuff like that, for sure. I grew up in the wooded country in Illinois. Wait, what is it? I grew up out in the... Oh, whoops. Kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, sorry. Do a little reset. These last two are kind of long. They ain't short, that's for sure. Hey Joel, do you crack your toes? Oh yeah, I think I crack everything. Crack my fingers, crack my toes. I smoke crack. Anything crack, I'm on it. Is Pradeep a man in a cat suit? Yeah, Pradeep is my neighbor. He just wanders in here from time to time. I grew up out in the wooded country and fuck. I hate when my voice cracks. Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Smoke crack. If you smoke crack, your voice cracks. That's how it works. I grew up out in the wooded country in Illinois, on a short dead-end street 10 plus miles from a town, and there were 7 houses in the area spread out on a 2.5 acre wooded lots, And there were 7 houses in the area spread out on a 2.5 acre wooded lots or larger each. Is that English? And there were 7 houses in the area spread out on... Wait, 7 houses in the area spread out on 2.5 acre wooded lots or... Okay, it was fine. I'm just crazy. I grew up out in the wooded country in Illinois, on a short dead-end street 10 plus miles from a town, and there were 7 houses in the area spread out on 2.5-acre wooded lots or larger each. There were no large wild animals. There aren't any bears or similarly large animals in the region, and people didn't meander there or show up lost. Actually, lost folks or large animals wandering around never happened in the 20 years I lived there, so please keep that in mind. When I was a young girl in my early teens, I had a good guy friend a few years older than me who lived next door, Terry. Terry was allowed to go out with his friends much later than I was, and he would sometimes tromp over to my yard after getting home late and throw rocks from the gravel area outside my window to have a chat. My bed was right next to the window. I'd open the window and we'd whisper stories and generally talk for a bit. My second-story window faced our backyard and his house was to the side. I could see his house from the window over the shrub trees and walking path to his driveway. I'd often know if he was out. The light was on over the side door entrance or already home as the light was off. One time during the summer when my window was open, I heard a car in his driveway dropping him off. I was probably 14 years old and it was around midnight. I'd hear Terry get out of his car and was talking to his friends. Soon his friends pulled away. I softly called out, as loud as I could without waking my parents, asking Terry to stop by and chat. He didn't respond as he didn't hear me. Then I came up with the not-so-brilliant idea to sneak outside and scare him. I'd spent many years in the woods and learning how to blend in and be silent. As kids, we'd often sneak around and scare each other like that. So I silently sneaked down the second floor and out my back garage door, which led to our backyard below my window, which led to Terry's house off the side through our gravel area, then through a well-worn path through the woods about 25 feet long. My parents had to put in a gravel pit around the back of the house, probably because nothing much grew down to the shade of the oak trees. Fuck me. Some of these sentences, I gotta hold my breath like Ace Ventura. Salil, thank you. Didn't already have this story in one of your videos? I don't recognize it, to be honest. Take a grab of water. That sounds Australian. Take a grab. Spit detective. My parents had to put in a gravel pit around the back of the house, probably because nothing much grew due to the shade of the oak trees. There were 14-inch oaks rounds set. Motherfucking goddamn it. There were 14-inch oak rounds set out as an uneven. Okay. Giving me young Forrest Gump vibes. Yes, sir. Shrimp a la mode, shrimp gumbo, shrimp on the Barbie. There were 14-inch oak rounds. What is this word? There were 14-inch oak rounds set out. What's an oak round? There were 14-inch oak rounds set out as an uneven stepping path in the gravel, and if you stepped off of the rounds, the crunch of the gravel and rocks would give you away. I picked my way expertly and silently across the log rounds facing Terry's house. My eyes got accustomed to the dark and I didn't see him. Also at that time I heard the door of his house close and the light going off signaling he went in, likely to bed. I waited a bit as I thought I saw something move in the woods between our houses, but not on the path we'd always use. If you didn't use the path, there were wild rose and raspberry plants that had thorns and were painful to walk through if you weren't careful. So I thought it was odd that he'd be in the woods, but maybe he wanted to scare me like I was plotting to do to him. But I saw something Oh shit! This actually scared me a little bit. My ass hairs hurt with a big 30 buckarina that says sup ass hairs, what's going on? You better not be plucking them, because that sounds like torture. It's Salil Ortega with the 2. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for your kind generosity and support. I appreciate you. Do you have any breath mints? Your Pradeep's some banaka? What? Joel recording TikToks in the background. Yes. Every donation becomes a TikTok. Got a side camera ready to rock and roll. Shashwat, you're welcome, my friend. Thank you for watching. But Lieutenant Joel, you ain't got no legs. I know that, goddammit. Oh, that was an Ace Ventura reference. I'm sorry. Do you have any breath mints? Your Pradeeps? Banaka. I don't know. I don't remember Banaka. You got any breath mints? Your Pradeeps? Some beat. I don't remember that part. Is that in the second one or the first one? I just remember him like using that knocked out Monopoly guy's body and just like chattering his teeth together. Please, let me get some of that, please. Thank you. High strangeness after dark. Yes. When he's talking with his ass, yeah. Oh, man, what happened to Jim Carrey, bro? Like, the fuck? I mean, he's fine, but, like, I don't know. He just does, I don't know. I guess these comedians, they go a little nuts. It makes sense. You get a little bored. It's the same shit all the fucking time. You gotta make everybody laugh. Nobody makes you laugh. Even though he seems like he has a good laugh from time to time. It just seems like he's kind of given up on the whole comedy bit. He took too much DMT and now he's better than all of us. He's seen the elves. Oh, Pradeep's gone nutsies. No. He consulted ChatGPT for the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 script. Okay, I waited a bit as I thought I saw something. There we are. I think Jim Carrey announced he's retiring from acting, and now he's marrying Ariana Grande, I heard. Is that true? I waited a bit as I thought I saw something move in the woods between our houses, but not on the path we'd always use. If you didn't use the path, there were wild rose and raspberry plants that had thorns and were painful to walk through if you weren't careful. So I thought it was odd that he'd be in the woods, but maybe he wanted to scare me like I was plotting to do to him. But I saw something human-sized and dark moving through the woods, slow and pausing every once in a while like me. It was coming closer and I definitely saw it, but it was strange in that it was not walking directly to my window to talk. Therefore I hunched down and waited in silence, wondering if I could still startle him. I still thought it was Terry, and he saw me sneaking out and he was trying to scare me. I watched a dark outline of a human figure moving, but then I would lose sight of it in the foliage. It seemed to be stalking slowly and listening and checking every few feet while hiding, so I whispered after losing patience one last time for Terry, but he didn't answer. I got bored of hiding and crouching, so I quietly tiptoed back to my garage door and went back inside, silently locking up as I went. I snuck back upstairs to my room above the area where I was just standing and crouching. My window was open and I definitely heard someone or something walking around the yard. I whispered again for Terry out of my window but got no answer. Then I heard someone or something fall and grunt and moan pretty loudly in the window, well right below my window. Rah! Rah! How many words do I prefer in a story? It doesn't matter. I mean, I just don't want it to be like some people submit like paragraph long things, or, sometimes you can convey a lot in like a few paragraphs, but, hopefully a story is like between like 1,500 to 2,000 words approximately. We live in a society. You want to know how I got this donut? I went to Dunkin' Donut and I got half off. All I had to do was suck the cream out. You want to know how I got a face covered in cream? Well, I can't tell you that. And then I heard someone or something fall and grunt and moan pretty loudly in the window well right below my window. It wasn't enough to wake my parents, but definitely loud enough that I didn't mistake it, and it sent a shock of fear through me. If you aren't familiar with a window well, it's a semicircle hole connected to the house dug out about 3 to 4 feet deep and reinforced with metal. It allows a basement window to be put in below ground level, and the hole lets some natural light in. There is no way Terry would have fallen in our window well. We have been playing hide and seek for... You dig my 2-sentence horror stories shit back in the day? Yeah, those are pretty wild. It's so funny how like poorly optimized the audio is in that. Like if you go back and listen to that, I don't know, you'll hear the bass of my voice. It's so fucking bassy that you're like, Sarah. I pissed and shit in my pants. We have been playing hide and seek and many outdoor games for years since we were young around the whole neighborhood. We knew everyone's window wells and house footprints, plus paths in the woods like the back of our hands. The grunt sounded humanish and not like an animal. It also pulled itself out quietly without a lot of thrashing. And that's when I realized that it wasn't a fun game and someone or something was out there, and it wasn't Terry. I tried to look outside my window as best I could, but there was a screen on my windows to keep the bugs out, so I couldn't lean my head out of the window to see next to the wall out of our house directly below me. I then heard the crunch of rocks at whatever it was stepping to the fucking penis. There's this funny TikTok I saw. Goddamn. Where like some girl's like, can you hold this for me and I can record? And then she's just like, I ain't nothing but a hound dog. I ain't nothing but a hound dog. I ain't nothing but a hound dog. Like I ain't no friend of mine. Like she's singing that song, but just like fucking like thrashing and gyrating, and it's just like, oh, it's so fucking funny because like when I was in like middle school, I remember like me and my friends singing that exact fucking song, like a bunch of total maroons in that same sort of fashion. Just like, I ain't nothing but a hound dog. Just, brought me back. No one will understand how much I will miss Joel. Am I dying, Sherry? What's going on? That sounds very ominous. I'm gonna miss Joel so much. When he terminally stops the stream. Oh, hi, Joel. I'll miss you too. Thanks, guys. Sherry's gonna kill me. Let's make Joel happy and laugh too. Jesus Christ, what is this? My like Make-A-Wish Foundation? What's going on? What is happening to me? I'm unaware of. This'll be the last time you see anything, Joel. Would you like one last meal? Maybe a kiss on the forehead? Rest in peace, the Jolster. That's what it says on my tombstone. Rest in peace, the Jolster. And it's one of the, it's like Shadow the Hedgehog with like holding up like the rock on horns. Yeah, rest in peace, the Jolster. If I don't get fucking rest in peace, the Jolster with Shadow the Hedgehog etched into
granite stone. I'm just going to assume no one gave a fuck about me. And I'm going to haunt everyone. You thought my name was Joseph? It is. It's what it's short for. Well, it's short for Jolster, but Joseph is fine. Oh, if I... Okay.
I then heard the crunch of rocks as whatever it was stepping in the noisy... What? Oh, I see. I then heard the crunch of rocks as whatever it was stepping in the noisy gravel. Again, Terry would know where the log rounds were and would not step in the gravel. He knew my parents were pretty strict, and he was as good at being quiet as I was. Whatever it was stopped, and I held my breath. I pretty much sat there with my face pressed against the screen 2 stories up for probably a half hour. It seemed like an hour, but I'm sure I didn't have the patience back then to wait that long. I never heard it, him, her, or whatever it was leave, but I grew tired and eventually fell asleep on my bed that was next to the window. But there were a few things that I'm certain of. It wasn't Terry. I asked him later, and he said he went to bed that night when he got home, and he also would have no reason to lie. I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of our neighbors, and I can't think of any reason a person would be there. We had a few neighbors and only 2 other houses out of 7. We had few neighbors, and only 2 other houses out of 7 had kids. Again, these 7 houses were spread out in about 2.5+ acres per home. There weren't any big animals in the area. As wooded as the whole area was, we only had some deer, but they were hunted and didn't come close to homes. Plus, our dogs would scare them away. So I kind of feel like there was just some random stranger wandering through the woods. Stranger danger? No. Oh my, I don't like when strangers come onto my property. I just can't take it anymore. I just can't take it, please.
Uh-oh, Pradeep's in the shitting box. I can hear it thrashing about. Continue your stories from beyond the grave. Yeah, every stream you guys gotta fucking Ouija board me out. And I start twerking.
Thanks for the donation. Okay, we've got 7 turkey stories today. It's close to Thanksgiving.
Do I remember the summer of '69? No, but I remember the bite of '87. I feel bad for Pradeep, to be honest. I wish I had more for him to do. He just goes up to random doors and then he kind of wiggles his tail, lets his tail run across the door and looks at me like, huh? Don't you think I maybe should go investigate in there a little bit? Maybe I should just go in there for 10 seconds? Get him some little tubes. What kind of tubes? Are they called something specific? Are they called something Pacific? Or some balls? I do have a bunch of little cat balls that he can swat around and shit. I don't know. What entertains a cat? I feel like the only thing that Pradeep really, really likes is killing mice. That's the only thing I've ever seen him just love. He loves sitting and stalking either under a stove where a little field mouse got in and that's where they're hiding, and he'll just sit there for hours and he's honed in, he's locked the fuck in, he's chilling. It's his hunting tent. And then I'll come out in the morning and all of a sudden there would just be a decapitated mouse laying there, and I know that he took his time with it and he enjoyed it and that was his purpose. Ask the AI about that. Yeah, good question. Let's ask the AI. Hey, ChattyBot, what
kinds of things can I do to make my kitty not bored? Cats are intelligent and curious animals that need stimulation to prevent boredom, which can lead to behavioral problems such as scratching, biting, or overeating. Here are some things to help you keep your kitten entertained and mentally stimulated. 1. Send it to the glue factory. Or what? Provide interactive toys that stimulate your cat's hunting instinct, such as wand toys or laser pointers, to keep them active and engaged. 2. Set up a cat tree or a perch. 3. Create hiding places. Cats like to hide, and providing a cozy, enclosed space for them to retreat, you can make them feel secure and calm. Play music or TV for your cat. Cats enjoy watching TV or listening to music, while you can provide them auditory stimulation. Rotate toys and objects. Cats can quickly become bored with the same toys or objects, and rotating them every few days can help keep your kitty interested. Provide puzzle feeders. Oh, I've never bought a cat puzzle feeder. You guys have any of those? Provide mental stimulation while encouraging your cat to hunt for their food. Spend time playing with your cat. What? I gotta spend time with my animals? That just seems like that sounds like something the AI just made up. Automatic bubble blower machine. Oh, that'd be fun. I wonder if he'd be jumping in the air to get him. Alright, friends. Last story of the evening. We be cruising. We be schmoozing. Throw him in a basket and ride him around town. Here I come. We're here to get coffee. And I'm gonna put my little laptop down and type something on my laptop. I kind of refuse to believe anybody that's in Starbucks typing stuff is I just imagine it's garbledy-goop, they're all just NPCs there, but nobody wrote any script for them to actually write, so they just start typing I got a little bit of bubble gum in my ass, and every time I fart it makes a big weird pink bubble, but I don't know if it's that or if it's hemorrhoids or something. Anyways, I need another drink. I need another latte. Uh-oh, Pradeep found the toys. Here he comes. Can you hear it? Hey, give me that. Oh. He's trotting away, but it's got a little tail, so it's hanging out of his mouth from the tail. It's funny. How old is Pradeep? He's 8. He's 8, but he really just looks like a kitten. He just doesn't age. It's kind of interesting. He's small, and he's very spry. He's a very spry, energetic little gentleman. And it is about that time, that zoomy time. Hold on, I can't record this if he's banging around. Wow. I didn't realize how sore I was. I could barely bend over to fucking pick up that stupid fucking toy. Pradeep could have killed me right then. How fragile I was. Could have reached his claw up and just sliced me open. Maybe that's what Sherry was guesstimating. She knew that she had a premonition of my throat getting sloshed. For context, this happened 20 years ago, just after Christmas. I had turned 6 a month prior. Oh, turned 6. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what's turned to 6? For context, this happened 20 years ago, just after Christmas. I had turned 6 a month prior. My mom went out one day and left my then 16-year-old cousin to look after me and my 2 older siblings, brother 8 and sister 11. My cousin decided to take us out to the city, which was 10 minutes from where we lived. We took the bus, walked around the city in incredibly unsafe neighborhoods with basically another child responsible for us, and after a few hours got tired and decided to go home. The city had a central area for the buses, not a bus station, but like a huge, perfectly square field with some plants and flowers and bushes. Lining all 4 sides along the streets were a couple of bus stops and benches, so basically you could catch several different buses from that area going all over the country and city. Fuck. Lining. No, Joel, I won't do such an evil madness thing. What the fuck? I just really adore you if you do write books. I'd like to buy one and ask for you to sign it. I like you and enjoy the comedy and your job. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. I don't write books, but if you had a book, like, Lord of the Rings or the Quran or something like that, I'll sign it, I'm streaming late. Yeah, we had to extend the stream a little bit. The AI said that in one of the prompts. He said he'd kill me if I didn't keep going. Just sign your eyelids. We gotta get both sides, tops and unders. How would Pradeep sign a book? I guess he could, dip his little paws in ink and then walk across the book surface. That'd be kind of cute. Joe, I'm wearing your merch tomorrow, so let me see if a buttersock can find me. That'd be cool. Take a picture if you haven't. I can promo the merch. I haven't really done any merch promo in a while on social media or anything. What did I have for breakfast? I had 2 of these perfect bars that are peanut butter ones, and then I had an electrolyte drink, a protein drink, and a Bang energy drink. I know, I was supposed to stop, but I can't stop. They're just so fucking good. I do that when I buy it, and I take one sip, I roar into the air, because I'm a fucking monster. Not Duncan, not today. Not today. Death. Do I go live every week? Yes, I go live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Usually. Now, how would you say that if you were British? Usually. Anyways, basically the nights before upload. So I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And, yeah, so. Have I tried durian? I heard durian smell like farts, don't they? I remember there was a YouTuber that my old roommates were obsessed with. His name was Durian Ryder. And he was he was fucking vegan. And he's from Australia. And he'd do crazy fucking feats of exercise. Biking, walking, running, bit of swimming. And that's pretty much it. What does Daddy Joel look like? What does my dad look like? Is that what you mean? Just in case I didn't get a kiss today, happy Valentine's Day, sweetness. Thank you. I needed it, honestly. Oh shit, I didn't even text my mom happy Valentine's Day. Fuck. Let me text her right now. She usually funny enough, she actually gets me something for Valentine's Day. It's kind of hilarious. It's cute. It's what they call cute. Mom. There we go. What's my dad look like? He's pretty much like mega DILF. DILF City. Not me personally, but just by description. Lining all four sides along the street were a couple bus stops and benches, so basically you could catch several different buses from that area going all over the county and city. Since it was just after Christmas, the bushes along the field were still covered in Christmas lights. As we waited for the bus, I began to wander away as I admired the lights, and my cousin none the wiser. At some point, I heard a man say hi. I looked up from the bush and he was smiling down at me. Thinking back on it, once I got older, it was clear that he was homeless and probably on something, like drugs. He had longish brown hair that was wet, teeth that were black along the gums, and his clothes were incredibly dirty and torn, and he had several jackets on. None of this really registered in my 6-year-old brain, so I just smiled back up and said hi. He asked if I liked looking at the lights, and I said yes, they're pretty. He said, and I'll never forget this exact sentence, "If you like Christmas lights, I've got some really cool lights at my house you'll love. You want to come see them?" I eagerly said yes, so he reached out in his hand to me. Also, the homeless guy's British, I guess. I don't know, I just made that up, but whatever. Every homeless guy is British. You don't know that. That's a trade secret that I hold on to. And they're also chimney sweeps, every one of them. I eagerly said yes, so he reached his hand down to me and I took it. We started to walk away and we were headed to the corner of the field where a few big buildings were. He said his apartment was just a couple of blocks away, so we were headed around the corner of the building when my arm jerked backwards and I turned to see my sister pulling me away from him. He didn't say a single word, just instantly took off running. It took a few years for me to fully grasp the danger that I was in. My sister and brother talked about what happened a lot and how scary it was. When I finally got a little older, I appreciated how terrifying all that was and how close I was to having my life change or potentially end forever. If I had rounded that city corner with him, they never would have been able to find me in time because they wouldn't even know where to start looking before we disappeared around the corner into the city. It's something we still bring up sometimes to this day. Who knows what would have happened? He was probably on something like drugs. Yeah, I kind of improv that at the thing because I read the sentence wrong and then I just I just added that at the end. So your future is being a DILF. I was born a DILF. Alright friends, that was the last story of the evening. It is time. It is crime. Bring back the Urbex stories. I think I have like 3 volumes. I'm sure I could compile some more. I have to get... Compiler, go start compiling. Urbex stories now, please. Chop chop. The public begs for it. Somebody thinks something funny. Wait, Nick at Night, since you're late, you get to think of something funny for me to say. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. I release new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. EST, and there are super fun live streams every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. You should come join. If you got a story, be sure to miss me with that shit. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit. Fuck. Jesus Christ, why is this hard? I say this every fucking time. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/Let's Read Official, and maybe even hear your story featured on the next video. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations and bonus content over on Patreon, or click that big join button to hear about the extra perks offered for the channel. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all of these stories in big compilations and save huge on data, located anywhere you listen to podcasts. All links in the description below. Thanks so much, friends. And remember, the 9 tenets of the Liver King. No, I'm just kidding. And remember, kids, never stick bubble gum in your butthole. Or don't eat the lollipops, yeah. Don't. And remember to butter your biscuits gold. We live in a society. Remember the fucks are out of frustration. It's true. Oh, it seems like a few people came in here a little bit late. It does suck. I don't understand why YouTube gives notifications like so fucking late. Like, would it not make sense to optimize their notification system specifically to live streams to be right when it happens? Does that not make a little bit of sense? It's all good though. I appreciate you guys joining even for a little bit. Yes, and remember, go on get. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks so much, friends. And remember, go on, get. Go on, get. Spray with a water bottle. But yeah, the notifications were accurate for you. Oh, okay, weird. Yeah, I don't know. Some people's are just kind of sporadic. But either way, guys, thank you so much again. This was a fun stream. I had a lot of fun with that chat bullshit. Dude, we need to play with that next time. Or if you guys find any other cool little things that might be fun on stream, I do hope at some point, I don't know when or how or if, but hopefully definitely if, I would like to get a little scene going where I have some sort of TikTok videos or YouTube shorts or some shit we can just like watch together and do, I don't know, reaction videos or something together. I think that'd be a good time. So, all right, friends. Thank you again for the support and love and appreciation. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to check out the new podcast is out today. It's out every Tuesday at noon on Spotify, the Let's Read podcast. You can hear all of these stories in big compilations, remastered, beautiful audio over there, done by Inect, aka Simon from South Africa. He's an amazing audio engineer, makes these things sound crisp, crispy, creamy. Anyways, but yeah, follow me on Instagram at letsread.official. Follow me on Twitter. Hit the notifications over there at Let's Read Creepy to be up to date on all when I go live and all of the other stupid thoughts that I have on the internet. I appreciate you. But yeah, we'll get this up and edited on Patreon. It's only $1 a month for early access over there. If you want to get early access to the audio, you can download it, take it wherever, take it on the bus, bring it to the, chocolate factory, whatever you want to do. And then I will get it up on YouTube. Same time, same place, tomorrow, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 p.m. EST. You know the drill. All right, friends. We'll see you next stream, Thursday, right? Yeah, what day is it? It is currently, well, it's going into Wednesday, but yeah, Thursday I'll be back. So I'm gonna skedaddle. I'm gonna skadoodle all over a poodle. But we'll see you soon. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.